And we are live for round number 5 of the NASCAR Cup Series from the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500. I'm Ari Zakala, joined alongside in the booth by Matt Tuck, and for the first time this weekend, Steve Petty, who's actually in my actual booth this time. But let's talk about Atlanta. We got a good show. We've had a fun weekend so far, treating you guys to racing as you guys deserve a treat after everything that's been going on. Make sure you all are staying safe and staying healthy regarding everything. But let's talk about the racing we've had this past weekend. We're going to start off with the new guy, Steve, first off. We've had excellent racing this past weekend. First-time winners in Jordan Anderson and Riley Herbst, and the racing's just been amazing on the low and high line. Do we see it again?
Absolutely, we see it again. It's typical Atlanta. Everybody uses their fresh tires. Do they use them too quickly? Maybe yes, maybe no. But Jordan Anderson, great race Friday. And Riley Herbst, great race with the Xfinity Series. Can't wait to see what the Cup cars do here this afternoon.
Matt Tuck, let's go to you as well. What are you expecting in this race?
Well, I'd imagine it's somewhere in between what you saw yesterday, both in the Xfinity and the truck race. We saw a lot of passing up front. Hopefully, ideally what I definitely want to avoid today, though, hopefully we can avoid, seeing the calamity that swarmed through the field yesterday in the Xfinity race. But overall, I think we should definitely be in for some great racing today.
Let's give you your starting lineup. You can see it on the left of your screen. Kevin Harvick lines up on the pole. Teammate Clint Bowyer starts in second. Row 2, Joe Gibbs' teammates, Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Row 3, William Byron and Kyle Larson. Row 4, Cole Custer, Brad Keselowski. Row 5, Joey Logano and Austin Dillon. Give you the stages while we are at it. The stages, do not be confused with what Matt posted in the chat. Stages there will end at 105 and 210. Pole sitter is Kevin Harvick. The fuel window should be about 45 to 55 laps. Pit road speed at around 45 miles an hour. Steve, it's going to be a good one. Who do you think's going to win it?
Anybody can. I would not be surprised if a certain yellow car from Joe Gibbs Racing finds himself back in victory lane. But I'm a Stewart-Haas guy, so I'm pulling for any of the cars from Stewart-Haas Racing.
Matt, make it quick. Who do you got winning?
I definitely, after seeing what we've seen today, and saw in practice earlier this week, I'd say somewhere we're going to go either the 18 or watch out for that 24 car. He's been fast all weekend, too, especially on the long runs.
Pace car pulls in a pair of Stewart-Haas Fords, bring them to the green. Kevin Harvick, Clint Bowyer. It's time to light them up. Ladies and gentlemen, in Atlanta, it's showtime. The green flag is out. Good start for the inside line in turns 1 and 2. Harvick gets the advantage, but here comes Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. Harvick uses the high side line out of turn number 2. They go down the backstretch for the first time. Side-by-side battle for third between Bowyer and Hamlin. And this is where you'll see that high side come into play a lot today, Steve Petty.
Bowyer to the outside of Rowdy Busch, and he will grab the 2 spot here at the line. And he's got Larson and Keselowski in tow behind him.
Kyle Busch now looking down low, trying to take the lead. Teammate help from Denny Hamlin. Joe Gibbs on the inside. Stewart-Haas on the outside line. Kind of like the Daytona 500 from 2008. Kevin Harvick gets the advantage, though, into turn 3.
See a 4 car here trying to jump out to the early lead. He leads. Looks like he's going to come across the line, lead his second lap of the day with the Gibbs cars right on the inside. They are stacked up behind him, though. Got only first 2 rows, 2 wide. Now behind them, they are 3 by 3 by 3 deep. Several rows back here.
Look at it from the aerial view. You got William Byron stuck in the middle on the inside. Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski on top. But we got another challenge for the lead. Kyle Busch looking on Kevin Harvick side by side. And we got some 4 wide action happening here, Steve.
Oh.
Matt DiBenedetto's up there as well in the bottom.
4 wide through the quad oval as Bowman dipped it just below the yellow line. Blaney right behind him in that middle line. It's Denny Hamlin leading that parade with William Byron and Matt DiBenedetto as they head for 3.
Kyle Busch tucks back in line just behind the 4 of Kevin Harvick. 3 wide. Here comes Cole Custer to the inside. Double C looking to get the third position in the final podium spot. He's got help from Alex Bowman, the Auto Club winner.
Custer, not a great start to his year so far. He's got Bowman behind him, who won just a few weeks ago. So they are working the inside through 1 and 2, which has definitely been a fast lane over there down backstretch. Harvick still maintaining that lead, though. That Stuart Haas 4 car is looking fast so far today.
It's going to have the high side as momentum. Here comes Denny Hamlin trying to look down low on the closer. They're 3 wide for the race lead. Here comes Cole Custer in the 41, but the low side just does not have the momentum in 3 and 4. You have to be working up high. We saw that in the New Era Cup Series in Stage 1 in Atlanta. Eric Monaco gained the win that way. Jordan Anderson got the win Friday in that 3 wide photo finish, or excuse me, on Saturday afternoon on the high side. And right now, it's coming into play big time. These drivers are definitely learning from these earlier races.
They are indeed, in that abrasive surface in Atlanta will prove dividends here this afternoon as Kyle Busch going boldly where no man has gone before, all the way right up against the wall, making it 3 wide, but it's Hamlin gonna lead it by a quarter car length, but Harvick fights it off the middle ground.
They were nearly 4 wide up in 1 and 2. Kyle Busch going all the way up high, trying to take the race lead away. 3 by 3 by 3. This is like a 3 wide Indy 500 start at the moment. Kyle's got the preferred line in 3 and 4. He's got help from the other Kyle, and that's Kyle Larson. I think Kyle Busch is going to get Kevin Harvick at the line. No, Harvick at the stripe, almost even.
They are incredibly aggressive here so far. The only thing that would concern me, this pack has not split up like we were seeing in practice. After about 10 to 20 laps, you had about 10 cars break away. This is still about the first 20 or so cars all within about a second of each other. This is not the room to make a mistake as Larson slides up. Hamlin goes down low. They are getting very aggressive up here.
He slid up right in front of Austin Dillon, but if he come into the high side up in 3 and 4, he could have had the lead. Larson, by the way, as Hamlin's challenging for the lead on Gibbs' teammate Kyle Busch. Going back to Larson, led the most laps last year in this race, pretty much dominated it. Him and Harvick led the majority of the race, and right now they're currently running 2nd and 3rd.
Larson and Harvick did lead the most laps in Atlanta last spring, but we all know the guy who won, and it's the guy that's sitting right behind Austin Dillon right now, that discount tire deuce of Brad Keselowski for Team Penske. Eric Almirola back there as well. Bowman trying to split the difference there with Custer. Not going to happen as Larson's bidding for the lead.
Down the backstretch they go, banked at 5 degrees. Larson with the run on the high side. The push from Austin Dillon. 2 Camaros up top, trying to go to the point. Near contact between Larson and Kyle Busch. It's going to be close at the line. Give it to the 18. No, the 42 got him.
Just barely Larson with the lead, but now Kyle Busch will spring ahead off corner 2, and he will bring the freight trains behind him, and they are still coming. Martin Truex Jr. now getting in line on that outside groove behind Bubba Wallace and Joey Logano, but it is still Rowdy Busch. Harvick better on corner exit, but Larson might have him at the line, and he does give Larson the lead.
He clears Harvick and Kyle Busch. They're side by side for second, nearly 4 wide, going into turn 1. Someone gave there, and that's a good idea early on. Just 11 laps in the books. Harvick tried to challenge on the inside line on Larson. He's got the push from Denny Hamlin. Entering turn number 3, Eric Almirola into the battle. Stayed consistent last week at Phoenix, finishing games. Go ahead.
They're tightening up. They're getting very aggressive. Again, they're starting. You can see they're starting to fan out just a little bit, but still up here at the front, very, very aggressive, getting very dicey with each other.
Out of turn number 2, still 3 abreast. It's Larson on top, Harvick in the middle, Hamlin on the bottom, trying to get help from the defending winner of this race last year, Keselowski. Harvick clears Hamlin, shuts the door. It's Harvick and Larson side by side for the lead off 4. Hamlin tries to get a run, but he's having trouble doing so.
Looking at Larson's line the last 4 laps, he is committed to the outside. He's not even testing the lower waters yet, as Harvick looking to the inside of the Clover 42 as they head down the back straight. But now Harvick back in that middle line. Kyle Busch trying to get there.
Well, you know Kyle Larson, a dirt track expert, the Chili Bowl winner earlier this year. He loves the high side, loves the cushion. That's pretty much how he won his first Xfinity Series race at Fontana in 2014. Leads the lap at the line, still not giving up. This is like Talladega right now at the moment on a 1.5-mile quad oval. Harvick in the inside, gets a little bit tight up in 1 and 2. Larson gets the run down the back.
They're still 3 wide up here at the front. It's Larson definitely showing so far looks to have could be the strongest car here. Now they're starting to fan out, but mentioned earlier, they're starting to fan out a little bit behind. It's only 3 wide for the first couple rows. They're 2 wide behind them, and you can see a couple of drivers, the 9, the 19. Some of them are starting to lose touch with the draft here a little bit, so it's going to be interesting to see, over the course of a run, will we see more cars start to fall off in this lead pack here.
Hamlin's making the low line work in 1 and 2. He's got second for right now over Kevin Harvick and Austin Dillon. Larson can't clear him just yet. Harvick tries to look up in the middle. We're now 3 wide once again for the race lead off of 4. Does Keselowski make it 4 wide for the lead? He's thinking about doing so. And nope, does not make the risky move there. He falls back. 1 and 2, Steve. The low line's got the edge, but in 3 and 4, high side's got the momentum, kind of like Phoenix.
Definitely like Phoenix, and the way Atlanta is set up with their VIP Tower Hotel building, it is in turns 3 and 4. All the other tracks that are part of this group, it's on the opposite side of the racetrack.
Look
so
at
the sun's hitting there in turns 1 and 2, gives the bottom the outside, better in 3 and 4. Harvick back to the lead.
Had a good run on the outside line in turns 3 and 4, and he goes to the point. Now Austin Dillon up top in that leading the high line. Harvick gets very tight. Here comes Keselowski inside, looking for the race lead. They're 4 wide off of turn number 2.
Where it gets really aggressive here, you have to be careful not to mess up here. So you're going to take out a lot of cars early.
Look at the pack right now at the moment. How many drivers are under this blanket? About 18 cars. Tail end of the pack last time by at the line was Jimmy Johnson in the 48. He still is. Back in 19th, Chase Elliott. Martin Truex Jr. back in 20th. Let's focus on that battle while we're at it. Martin Truex Jr., MTJ, has not had the best luck to start off 2020. No top 10s yet this season.
Very rare for the 2017 Series champion MTJ. Of course, of his qualifying issues, failed inspection 3 times a couple weeks ago. Pulled an engine, so he had to go start tail. He lost practice time. He lost happy hour practice time. And he new crew chief this year as well for MTJ. Still learning the kinks with the new crew chief.
Exactly. James Small, the Australian, taking over after Cole Purn abruptly left the NASCAR Cup Series 19 team. Now Kevin Harvick trying to challenge on the outside on Brad Keselowski. 3 by 3. And look who else is in this battle. Hello, Bubba. He's up into 3rd spot.
The 43 car, he's been able to stay in the draft so far in this lead pack. He's got the 21 behind, got some underdogs up front here, and I would definitely not be shocked to see him get a shot at the lead here in a few laps.
Side by side for the race lead. Keselowski down low, Harvick riding the top side. We'll give you a full field rundown. I'll read the top 10 off. Then we'll have Steve do 11 through 20, Matt 21 through 30. Then I'll do the rest of the field. 21 laps in the books at the line. Kevin Harvick, the race leader. Brad Keselowski second. Bubba Wallace is in 3rd. Kyle Larson 4th. Matt DiBenedetto 5th. Austin Dillon 6th. Eric Almirola 7th. Alex Bowman 8th. Cole Custer 9th. And Denny Hamlin rounding out the top 10. Steve?
11th right now is Kurt Busch. 12th is Kyle. 13th, Ryan Blaney. 14th is the 14 of Clint Boyer. 15th, Joey Logano. Then it's Eric Jones, William Byron, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, and MTJ in 20th.
Stenhouse in the 47 and 21st. Behind him, Bell in the 95, 22nd. I believe that's Raikkonen, or no, my bad. Nemechek 23rd. Dillon the low side 24th. Got Chastain 25th. Buescher 26th. Priest 27th. Tyler Reddick back in 28th. And go McDowell 29th. And the Joy round at the top 20.
And the rest of the field, Reed Sorensen 31st, Brennan Poole 32nd, Quinn Helf 33rd, 52 car, that's J.J. Yaley, he's 34th, 96, Daniel Suarez 35th, Garrett Smithley 36th, Joey Gase 37th at the tail end of the pack. That is the 66 of Timmy Hill. Back up front for the race lead, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski remain side by side. Team Penske won last week at Phoenix, but Joey Logano behind the wheel. Logano with 2 wins already this season. Coming to the line, Joey's outside the top 10. Hanging at that tail end of the pack currently in about 17th spot, and that is where he is.
Still early on here in Atlanta. Lap 25 being worked on right now. Ryan Blaney has showed tremendous speed. If Blaney didn't get into any incidents early on this season, you could easily think Ryan Blaney has at least 2 wins guaranteed. Joey Logano's got his 2, and Keselowski for the lead. He's got it at the line over Kevin Harvick.
It's going to be close there. They're now 2 by 2 at the stripe. You said Blaney was 11th. Harvick actually led by 2 100ths at the line, even with the high side with all the momentum. The underdogs, like we mentioned earlier, Matt Tuck, doing a good job. Bubba Wallace currently in 3rd. Matt DiBenedetto, he's 4th. Austin Dillon in 7th. Cole Custer currently 8th. All on the high side. Now Custer looks to the middle.
You see Bubba up there trying to see if he can get an opening, maybe take advantage, go to the lead. This will be interesting to see, over a long run, how well do these guys survive up here? Will these get cycled out? There are a lot of things to consider here over the next couple of laps, especially with pit stops going to be, I'd assume, starting at about halfway to the pit stop cycle.
We've been green the entire way, and now here comes Larson. Now moving to the low line for the first time today. Harvick gets tied up in 3 and 4. Bubba's going to get a run here, and he's looking for a 2nd spot on the closer and Young Money.
Bubba Wallace will take the Victory Junction gang. Petty Enterprises 43 to P2 on the board, and he's not done yet. He is glued to the rear bumper of the Discount Tire Deuce of Keselowski.
Shuts the door on Matt DiBenedetto. Matty D's going to get the draft from Bubba. Now Larson tries inside for a second. Keselowski tries to shut the door. He can't. Larson gets a run on the inside. They're side by side for the race lead.
Stacking up here at the front of the field. See Bubba and DiBenedetto working the top. Keselowski's got to be careful here. He can easily get shuffled out if he makes a mistake.
Larson goes to the point, led the lap that time at the line, 3 wide for 3rd. Bubba Wallace, Bowman on the bottom, and Harvick stuck in the sandwich. No, ironic that his sponsor is Jimmy John's for the weekend. 3 wide for 3rd, and now Bubba's got the highlight. I wouldn't be surprised if Bubba got the lead off of turn 4, but Larson shuts the door on him. Who's going to get it at the stripe here, Steve?
According to the transponder, give it to Keselowski. Holy mackerel, it'll be at least thousandths of a second because it is dead even as they come off of corner 2, and they're still even, but the freaky fast forward of Kevin Harvick is still moving.
Under 5 1,000ths of a second. Don't want to give you the exact timing unless we get to the end of stage 1, which is at lap 105. A lot of time for these drivers to race, take their time. If we do stay caution-free, we'll definitely have pit stops. Matt Tuck, you're the Larry Mack of our broadcast booth. So, America's commentator, give us the pit road strategy here.
Given that we're going to be figuring about splitting the stage, hopefully you can split the stage of the fuel window. You're going to probably be looking for 4 tires and fuel, no question about it. This track's too abrasive to not warrant 4 tires every time you come down.
Has never been repaid since the reconfiguration in 1997. Larson leads him at the line. This track was supposed to get repaved in 2017. However, though, the drivers said, no, do not repave it. The racing service is excellent for us. Combine that, plus the Goodyear Eagles, how they degrade. You've got perfect racing.
Glad NASCAR finally listened to the drivers in this instance, leaving Atlanta alone, because it has proven to be some of the best finishes in NASCAR history. And will we get another one this afternoon? Time will tell. Keselowski and Larson duking it for the lead. Matty D with Alliance drafting up behind Keselowski.
You've got 3 Mustangs leading the bottom line and 4 Camaros top side. Keselowski shuts the door on Kyle Larson. Now how will this play into Larson and Matty D and even Kevin Harvick's effect? Larson all the way up top, drives it in wide open, no brakes leaded for the 42 car, and Larson goes to the point.
See Larson still maintaining the lead here. Interesting to note here, you take a look at how the field is split up here. This pack that was, about 15 laps to go, about 20 or so cars over the time here. They have spread out a little bit. Still about 12 cars right under a blanket here up front. But beyond that, we finally got some space in the rest of the field behind them. Space not just a bit. Also taking a look at 18. He has also slid quite a ways back.
Kyle Busch, yeah, he's been quiet in the past 10 to 15 laps or so. Currently running in 15th spot, battling with Cole Custer. Just took the spot away from the 41. I think him, like Custer and Boyer, they're just taking it easy for right now, Steve.
Taking it easy, saving their tires. We know how quick fall-off tires are, especially here in Atlanta. Maybe they're trying to push it a little bit towards the end of what would be considered into the fuel window. They run them up and then come down pit road. We should be starting to see cars make their way towards pit road. About another 10 to 15 laps, give and take.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should mention as well, lap traffic could be a possibility in the next 2 to 3 laps. That's Timmy Hill in the 66 that this pack is going to swallow in a few moments. After Timmy Hill, it would be Joey Gase in the 53, the second guy. It's going to get interesting here as they're still side by side for the lead. And 3 wide for third. And look who else has joined the battle. 2 of them, I should say. Kurt Busch in the 1 car top side. Jimmy Johnson on the bottom.
Steve Larson going to dart to the bottom here, leaving Bubba on the top with a shot for the lead. But where are they going to run into this 66 car? They are going to catch him this lap.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. Larson gets a nice toe off of Timmy Hill. Commits to the inside. Harvick inside. They're 3 wide for second. He's got the run. Larson up to the door of the 66. Bubba, Dillon, Kurt, and Hamlin to get slowed down by this. And Larson is gone. Harvick looking for second. And Jimmy Johnson trying to go 3 wide. That's for the 4th position.
Here comes 7 time, getting right down to the bottom of the racetrack. As Timmy Hill's all the way up there, 4 wide off corner number 2, and they survived it. OMG, how did that happen?
The previous track we used at the Atlanta Motor Speedway when we raced in NOF SRL competition, you could not go 4 wide. And the only line where that would work, the low line. Any line here is possible at Atlanta as Larson continues to lead. Here comes Kez on the bottom, Matt Tuck.
Keselowski strong. Did better than a shoving Harvick up top. But gotten around Timmy Hill now. See Jimmy going to the inside. Larson still maintaining the lead. He looks like he has the fastest car here so far. You got to be careful here now, too. You're only, like Steven said, you're only about 15 laps out from pit stops now. You don't want to do anything to endanger your track position before that.
3 wide, and now Jimmy challenging Larson for the race lead. He's up to the door. They're side by side. 3 wide into turn number 1. Johnson's getting the help from Ryan Blaney. Keselowski, though, using the middle line to his advantage. Who gets the lead down the backstretch? Keselowski with the edge, and look at the banking. Larson uses this momentum. He goes to the point for now. Gets onto the brakes a little bit early for a moment. Keselowski goes back out front.
Side drafting off corner number 4, and they're coming back to the stripe. It's Larson on the outside, Keselowski in the middle, Jimmy Johnson down low, Bubba Wallace there in the 4th spot in their working lap traffic. Joey Gase will be a sitting duck when they get back to turn 3, if not before.
Let's see how this happens. Side by side for the lead, though. Keselowski and Larson. Jimmy taking the risk to go 3 wide to the inside. He could have the run here in turns 3 and 4. Keselowski gets slowed down on the middle. Larson, he gets the run up top. So long to Joey Gase. Kyle Larson back out front.
Very aggressive there, getting around Joey Gase. Now Bubba, he was up at the top, slid right down the middle behind the 53. That's going to hold him up. And now this field that was 20 cars, just 20, 25 laps ago, this pack is split up drastically. You see only about 7, 8 cars right in this lead pack.
Johnson to the inside on Kyle Larson. He's won at this track multiple times. Hasn't won here, though, since 2016, beating out Dale Jr. and Kyle Busch. He's won too many times. He doesn't have the record like the Intimidator Dale Earnhardt does in Atlanta, but he's pretty good here.
Jimmy is pretty good here in Atlanta, and I'll give you one other name that was pretty darn good in Atlanta Motor Speedway back in the day. That was Bobby Labonte. And Jimmy to the lead on the inside. Larson right there. Even terms, they head to 3. Here comes Happy Harvick.
3 wide for the top spot here in Atlanta. Jimmy Johnson with the advantage. This crowd is about to go wild as the 48 Superman goes to the point, and he leads for the first time today.
Jimmy out front here. We've got about what that is 3, 4, 5, about 6 cars directly under the blanket here. And you got a couple more trailing back, but they split the field up now. And see if they're going to settle down here. I mean, again, you've only got about 10 laps or so before you're going to start seeing them on pit road. Be interested to see if these guys settle down just a bit here before pit stops.
3 wide battle for second, but don't look now. Here comes the man rocking the cushion perfectly, Kyle Larson. Young Money back out front. And look at Harvick making a run, trying to get into this battle for second spot. Almost took it 3 wide. He plays it safe for right now.
All those Cup championships in this group right now. Of course, Jimmy's got 7. Keselowski's got 1. Kurt Busch has got 1. Who's going to get their second one? Can Kyle Larson win his first? Right now, he's looking pretty good up front. And here comes Blaney.
Keselowski, though's got the run on the outside. Not the blue deuce anymore, the white deuce to say the least in the discount tire Ford Mustang. Bad Brad Keselowski goes to the front by 7/100ths of a second over Kyle Larson. They remain side by side for the lead off of turn number 2, Matt Tuck.
See, Keselowski, Harvick, definitely the fastest cars here so far. You've got the 48, he's worked his way up. Got the 1, he's fast. 12, 4, all these guys, very fast cars here, but definitely the 2 and the 42 clear favorites here so far in the early going.
Keselowski's he's got Larson cleared for right now, but Larson gets a run as he had the momentum to put the arrow push from Jimmy Johnson and Kevin Harvick. They're looking for the race lead at the moment.
What Matt alluded to earlier is coming into fruition. These guys are finally starting to settle down for the most part. Just as I see that Larson goes all the way back to the top shelf to try to get around Keselowski. But now he's got his teammate from Chip Ganassi right behind him in the form of the Monster Energy #1 of Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson working topside. Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson working the bottom. 6 cars remain under the blanket. They battle for 7th on back. Matt DiBenedetto and Bubba Wallace at the moment.
DiBenedetto and both DiBenedetto and Wallace having great runs here to start this race so far. Be interested to see. Hopefully they're going to try and keep up with the leaders once the pit stop cycle occurs here. We'll just see, they've settled in pretty nicely here, both the 7th and 8th position in the early going to this stage.
Look back in the back as well. You got teammates from Joe Gibbs Racing, Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin battling for 9th and 10th, and then you got a single file pack here. Man, Austin Dillon, Kyle Busch, Clint Boyer, Alex Bowman, Eric Almirola, man, they really got slowed down by Joey Gase, Steve.
They did indeed. All had a tough time getting around the Joey Gase 53. There's now Bowman trying to look to the outside. Boyer blocks his run. And here comes Rowdy looking underneath Austin Dillon.
For 11th spot on the track. You got good battles happening throughout the track. The Joe Gibbs teammates battling for 9th. Hamlin's got a run on the bottom side. I think Eric Jones trying to play defense here. Doesn't have it at the moment, but he gets the momentum off of turn 2. You got Matty D and Bubba Wallace. 2 iconic numbers in the sport. The 21 and the 43. That's for 7th. Bubba's got a good run top side here. Off the exit. They're side by side for the lead, though. Here comes Jimmy.
Jimmy back for the lead, going downstairs right up against the yellow line. Trying to get the momentum, but it's all Keselowski. Here off corner exit, but there goes the 48. Looking back for the lead, but Keselowski will power down in that Ford motor. Working it into 3. They're still side by side. They're coming off 4.
Just about halfway home here in stage number 1. Not officially halfway yet. Stage 1 ending at lap 105. Next time by, I believe, will be the halfway mark. Give you a full field rundown at the moment. Brad Keselowski, the race leader. Jimmy Johnson, 2nd. Kyle Larson, 3rd. Kevin Harvick, 4th. Kurt Busch, 5th. Ryan Blaney, 6th. Matt DiBenedetto, 7th. Bubba Wallace, 8th. Eric Jones, 9th. And Denny Hamlin, 10th. Steve?
11th right now is the 18 of Kyle Busch. 12th is Austin Dillon. 13th, Clint Boyer. 14th, Eric Almirola. 15th is Alex Bowman. 16th is Joey Logano. 17th, Chase Elliott. We'll just change that right now as we're going even terms to come to the line. 18th, MTJ. 19th, William Byron, with Cole Custer in the 20th position.
See, Christopher Bell's worked his way up to 21st behind him. Ross Chastain in 22nd. We take a little far back here. Stenhouse in 23rd. They are stuck with the lap car between him and his old car in 24th. Stenhouse, my bad. Chris Buescher. We hop back to 25th. You have John Hunter Nemechek, 26th. Ryan Preece, 27th. Ty Dillon. Go a little farther back. Michael McDowell, 28th. Tyler Reddick, 29th. And all the way back to 30th, you have Corey LaJoy.
And then the tail end of the pack, Reed Sorensen still 31st. Brennan Poole 32nd. Quinn Half 33rd. Good battle for 34th. That's Garrett Smithley and Daniel Suarez. That got close there on the back for a moment. And you got J.J. Yaley, last car on the lead lap. Still side by side. The two cars a lap down. Joey Gase and Timmy Hill. Johnson still trying on Keselowski for the race lead. Brad at the line gets in by 600ths of a second into turn 1.
See, Johnson here, he's trying hard, everything he can to work that bottom, just doesn't have the momentum or quite the draft help as he and Keselowski have a couple car lengths in front of him and Kurt Busch in third place. See these two racing side by side. We're at lap 55 now. You got to start wondering, when are these guys going to start making that hard left turn to dart down to pit road?
Well, the pit road back in the New Era Cup Series race was about 29 to 31 laps. Stage 1 ended on lap number 26. The guys came down a lap later at lap number 27. So if I'm working my math correctly, these guys should be coming in any moment now, Steve.
Absolutely, and who will drop it down? Remember, pit road speed here in Atlanta, slower than any other racetrack. It is 45 miles an hour all the way down pit road. Potentially speeding penalties. We will check with the offices here in the NASCAR Tower.
Battle for third, though. Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. That's getting pretty good in turn number 1. The monster black Chevrolet on the outside and the Jimmy John's Ford on the inside. Now they're still side by side for the lead. Jimmy tried again, but he tucks back in line. And speaking of tuck, Matt.
You see Jimmy's falling in line behind Keselowski. Now trying to take a peek, nothing going there. They are also catching up to that lap car. I believe you said it was J.J. Yaley. Going to be interested to see how well what he does to play into effect of this.
And that it is. Yaley in the 52. Now Harvick joined the battle. Same with Kurt Busch. Jimmy around the inside. No one going with Brad Keselowski. Does the advantage go to the 48 off of turn 2? Not just yet.
It's still Keselowski pounding it down the back straightaway. Jimmy better on corner entry. But now he's got the drafting help from Kevin Harvick. As they come off of turn number 4, pit road is open. We'll see if we get any takers, but the battle at the line, it's still Keselowski.
Jamie getting the push he needs from Kevin Harvick going into turn number 1. Now who gets by? J.J. Yaley first off of turn 2. They are up to him like a bat at the moment. Down the back stretch they go. Jimmy's got a good run. I think he may get the advantage down the back. Keselowski slowed down. Bye-bye, Brad. Jimmy and Kevin 1 and 2 entering turn 3.
Yeah, Jimmy played a smart.
Here we go.
50. Ooh.
Daniel Suarez, the first one in the 96 car, but we keep the battle focused on for the lead. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jimmy used to 52 as a good pick there to stop the 2's momentum. Yeah, as you see, the 96, even though he's in 34th, you got to figure only in the next couple laps you're going to start seeing the whole swarm start going down pit road.
Jimmy goes up top. Kevin goes to the bottom side. Maybe Harvick's coming in. Keselowski and Kurt Busch slowed down just a little bit. They're all the way on the bottom, and they're coming down pit road right now. 45 miles an hour. The top 2, those stay out. Let's focus on the 2, the 1, and Keselowski's teammate, Ryan Blaney, Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer, Alex Bowman all in pit road. Ryan Preece also coming down to 37. A lot of cars coming in this time. This could affect the 48 and the 4. You saw Truex made it earlier pit stop. That could help him, by the way. Let's see what Keselowski in the 2 car does. Most likely 4 tires and Sunoco fuel. Yes, that is the call right now. Back up front. Let's focus on Harvick and Johnson. They are now making their way down pit road. And the 48 and the 4. Eric Jones comes in the 20. Eric Almirola stays out. He should be the new leader at the line. Also coming in Austin Dillon in the 3. Christopher Bell also in. Same with Chris Buescher. And most likely for the 48, another 4-tire change. Started mid-pack. And the race leader at the moment, as everyone else is coming on out of pit road, Eric Almirola, the only driver amongst the front runners who have yet to stop. We are expecting him this lap in the Smithfield Ford Mustang. He has it on the bottom, and there he goes. He is making his way down into pit road. In the New Era Cup Series, when these guys came in on lap 27, we had a wreck entering pit road in turn number 3 earlier on when Jonathan Logan got turned around. Ended a lot of drivers' days, but luckily these drivers are so experienced, we don't see it earlier on. So Almirola into the pits. Let's see what he does with that 4-tire pit stop in the 10. It is a 4-tire change, so let's see who could be the provisional leader. Keselowski goes by Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Larson, I believe, is out in front. Maybe Matt DiBenedetto's out in front in the 21.
Whoa.
I think he did a different strategy here, Matt.
Well, let's see what retirement and scoring says.
DiBenedetto currently in second. Where's Eric?
Where's the 10 car?
Looking for him. I think he's just exiting pit road at the moment. There he is. There's Eric Almirola. In turn 1, everyone else getting unlapped at the moment. Truex gets unlapped. Austin Dillon gets unlapped. This should give the lead to the 21 off of turn 2. Where's Matty D at? At the stripe.
Where?
It is Matt DiBenedetto, the new race leader. Larson to second. Keselowski in third. So Matt DiBenedetto, the best driver in the pits at the moment.
That Wood Brothers Pit Crew is still the fastest of them all as they work it into turn 3 with Matty D. Showing the way in the Menards 21.
Matt Tuck, what do you think DiBenedetto did different than everyone else? Because right now he's got a 2-second gap on Kyle Larson.
I wonder if he pit before we had seen it, because that's a huge. He was in like 8th or 9th when he pit, and for him to jump from 8th to 9th all the way up to 1st is a huge. That's a big. That's not like jumping from 3rd to 1st. That's 8th from 1st, and that is a big jump up.
Yeah, these guys should be good now with pit stops for stage number 1. This is the best battle on track. This is for 4th. Kurt Busch, Jimmy Johnson, these two duked it out hard in the 2004 championship race at Homestead, Miami. Kurt Busch looking underneath, though, on the 48.
Including losing a tire, but did not bring out the caution because the tire went down pit road for them. Kurt Busch back in the day driving for Jack Roush. As they work it off the corner, it is Jimmy Johnson up high. Blaney getting the picture as well. The Advanced Auto Parts number 12 for Roger Penske.
Jimmy using the high line, trying to use the draft off of Brennan Poole. Should be going by the 15 right here. Oh, there's contact. That got close.
Ooh, that was close between Jimmy and Brendan Poole. And that would actually slow 7-time down. And here comes Kurt Busch.
They were working their way as well on Brad Keselowski. I think Keselowski had a tough time getting by the 15 Camaro of Brendan Poole. Kurt Busch not using the momentum to his advantage. Now he will. Busch looks on the bottom side on the track, looking for the 4th position. How does Ryan Blaney come into this, Matt Tuck?
Well, we'll see here. Obviously, these guys have some lap traffic to work through, but it's going to be more for these guys. Realistically, they're going to be, they're going to try and chase down DiBenedetto Larson, but realistically, I would expect these guys to have more battling amongst themselves for stage points than actual for the stage win here.
Oh, look at the momentum Jimmy gets off of 3 and 4. I think Busch may have moved Poole up the track, almost got into Jimmy. Jimmy will get by Kurt Busch for the 4th position. Now he works his way on Brad Keselowski. You've got a 3-man battle for 3rd spot.
3-car battle for that position. Keselowski, Johnson, Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney not too far behind him, but the 3 will settle it amongst themselves as Matty D is giddy gone, leading the 42 of Larson by just about 1.5 seconds.
Look at this mess here. 3-wide battle. I saw it off of turn 2. We get it in 3 and 4. Cole Custer gets by Bubba and Kyle Busch. The 41 back up to 9th. Busch falls back to 10th. Here comes Eric Jones. Garrett Smithley slowing down the 43 of Bubba.
See the 43 getting held up here by some of the lap traffic. 18, and what position? Let's just double check here. I'll confirm 18 is running currently in. Is he in the
He's in
just
10th at the
outside?
moment. He's looking for 9th, though, on Cole Custer at the moment.
It'd be interesting to see here. He lost. I feel like he lost. He might have lost a couple spots on pit sequence. Custer gained a bunch. He was back at about 20th before the pits, and he is sitting right now in 10th position. So big gains by him. Also, Bubba lost some spots. A lot of that seems to be due to lap traffic. Jones moving up. Bowman stable right where he is, about 4 pit stops right now.
I think the big winner possibly in the race off pit road, Ross Chastain and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They were in the second half of the pack a lot before pit stops. And Ross currently running in 18th. Remember, filling in for Ryan Newman. Newman, we wish you all the best. Get back to that 6 car as soon as possible. We heard Newman earlier on the Today Show earlier on this week. I think it was Wednesday that he was on. Said he had a bruised brain, but is looking forward to getting back in that car in the 6th. We don't know a timetable on when he returns, but when he comes back, he's going to get a big standing O.
He'll get more than just a big standing ovation once he gets back behind the wheel of that race car. And right now, Ross Chastain, due diligence, doing a great job filling in one of the most coveted seats in NASCAR, still driving for Jack Roush in that legendary 6 car. As we take a look now at Kyle Larson, starting to cut into the lead of Matt DiBenedetto. They just put a lap on Corey LaJoie. Now working on the Quinn Huff 00, and the leader should get him in about a half a lap.
Gap cut down by 0.2 that time. Fresher tires for Larson than DiBenedetto. Now how does Matt deal with the 00 machine of Quinn Health? Larson clears Corey LaJoie. Look at the mess here for 3rd. They got to get by 2 lap cars. That's Suarez and Sorensen. Jimmy tried to use the draft. No one working high. Johnson tries to side draft off from Sorensen and try to get up to Brad for 3rd.
See Jimmy here trying to work his way through the lap cars. Brad's definitely been very good so far at it today. You know, they're getting through this cluster here, and I believe Brad, he's sitting about, I mean, they're closing in. They're not as far back as they were a little bit ago. I mean, this pack definitely, you know, they could close back up to where all 6 of them are battling for the stage win here within the next 10 to 12 laps.
Battle for the race lead. Larson has cut the gap down to 0.3 last time by. It's about a car length and a half advantage for DiBenedetto in the 21.
DiBenedetto's lead over Larson is 0.2 of a second. And it's coming and it's getting closer because Larson's the fastest car on the racetrack. Down the back straightaway. Can Larson reel in Matty D? And then what's he going to do as they set up through 3 and 4? But the question is still for the leader. Is he going high? Will Quinn Huff go low to succumb to the Passover flag?
We should look at the fastest lap times at the moment. Larson 29.171. DiBenedetto a 29.182. Fastest lap goes to Ricky Stenhouse with a 29.049. Larson is there off of turn number 2. I think what DiBenedetto's waiting for is whatever way Kyle Larson goes is the way Quinn Huff's going to go. Here we go to the inside for the lead.
See here, Larson trying to hopefully use Hoff as a pick here. DiBenedetto on that preferred top line. We're going to see here as DiBenedetto leads at the line this lap. And these two want to get by Hoff quickly because that 2-car Brad Keselowski is coming in a hurry here.
Gap from 1st to 3rd now 0.97. Half blocks DiBenedetto. Larson tucks back in line. Can't prevail there. Into turn number 3.
Quinn Huff is still portraying this one. Matt DiBenedetto trying to look high. Larson down low. Will the pick work? They're going to try to split them. No, not yet anyway. Larson back on the bottom, and that's exactly what Larson wants to see. He wants to see that 21 get blocked up by the Quinn Health 00. New race leader, it's Young Money, Kyle Larson.
They're catching up to more traffic, by the way. That's Michael McDowell in the 34. Last car on the lead lap now, currently running in 29. Larson, now a car length lead over Matt DiBenedetto. Here comes Brad Keselowski. He's up to the 21, about a 5 car length gap between 2nd and 3rd.
See Keselowski, he's closed that gap in substantially here, large part because the 21 and the 42 got a little racy at the 00, but he's closing back in the 48, the 1. They are not too far behind. And it's definitely going to be these 5 cars have separated here, and these guys right here in the top 5, they are going to decide who is going to win this stage here.
Keselowski commits topside to go on board. Here's the crossover move, looking to the inside on DiBenedetto for the runner-up spot. Meanwhile, Larson still having a tough time getting by the Starcom Camaro at the moment. Keselowski moves up to second.
The discount tire Ford for Brad Keselowski. P2 on the pylon. As they work into 3, Quinn Houff trying to hang on for dear life to still be on the lead lap. And racing Larson, I think, a little hard right now, trying to protect that spot. But here comes DiBenedetto trying to get back on Keselowski.
Give you a full field rundown at the moment. 81 laps in the books. Kyle Larson, the race leader. Brad Keselowski second. Matt DiBenedetto is third. Jimmy Johnson fourth. Kurt Busch fifth. Back to sixth. Kevin Harvick. Ryan Blaney seventh. Denny Hamlin eighth. Eric Jones ninth. And Cole Custer is 10th.
11th, Kyle Busch. 12th is Bubba Wallace. 13th, Alex Bowman. 14th is Martin Truex Jr. 15th is Joey Logano. 16th, Chase Elliott. 17th is the 3 of Austin Dillon as they battle for that position. 18th is Eric Almirola. 19th is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And Ross Chastain holds down position number 20.
21st, Christopher Bell still holding down that spot. Then we go back to Priest in 22nd, Busher in 23rd, Boyer in 24th, trying to go to 23rd. Byron back there in 25th. We jump all the way back to Ty Dillon in 26th, John Hunter Nemechek in 27th. And you got to go a little ways back. Tyler Reddick in 28th. Probably going to be a lap traffic threat here is McDowell in 29th and Hoff in 30th.
And we came late on this. I apologize here. But Brad Keselowski got by Kyle Larson to take the lead away. Larson got slowed down by McDowell. Now Keselowski gets slowed down by the 34. And here comes Larson on the low line trying to get back out front.
Anything you can do, I can do better as Larson and Keselowski continue to battle for the lead while working slower traffic. Michael McDowell will not give an inch to either one of these guys as they work in off the corner. And Quinn Houff is still right there trying to get back on the lead lap on his own. But right now, it's Larson and Keselowski.
No beneficiary rule in this game. Well, for players are going to happen, but not for AI. Battle for third. Jimmy Johnson looking to get by Matt DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto's been doing a good job holding a top 3 spot until just now. He gets relegated back to the 4th position.
So we see here DiBenedetto, he slid a little bit back. Can't seem to get through lap traffic very well. Now he's fallen back into the clutch to this one car on this 48. And you also have to wonder, too, you know, like we were mentioning, if we're going to under the assumption that DiBenedetto might have hit earlier, or possibly he could have even taken 2 tires to jump all that, you know, does he have the car to stay in there for the long run?
Focusing back up front as Keselowski gets a little bit tight up in 1 and 2. Larson not giving up, trying to get by Kes, the defending winner of this race from last year. But McDowell shuts the door. Next car they catch up to, Tyler Reddick, last car in the lead lap in 28th. We should mention as well who's in 31 through 38. Corey LaJoie, 31st. Brendan Poole, 32nd. That got tight there between McDowell and Keselowski. 33rd, Reed Sorensen. Daniel Suarez, 34th. Garrett Smithley, 35th. J.J. Alien, 36th. Joey Gase, 37th. And Timmy Hill, currently last in 38th. The caution-free race so far. Under 20 laps to go, though, in Stage 1. We should look at who's in 10th at the moment, and that's currently Eric Jones in the 20, nearly 6 seconds back. That's the battle for 9th. Kyle Busch on the top side. Jones trying to outsmart his teammate.
Trying to outsmart Rowdy Busch at a place where Rowdy has won at so many times. Eric Jones, no offense. Good luck with that one as Rowdy just blew right back by him on the outside line.
Kyle Busch, by the way, competed in the Truck Series race yesterday afternoon. Remember, the bounty was on the line. However, though, because he got caught up in that first caution wreck, the bounty's still alive for next week at Homestead, Miami. Elliott not behind the wheel. This time it'll be Kyle Larson. And if we do get a car on it, which I think I will try to find for the heck of it, Eric Jones will be racing as well. And in the Billy Blue, James Finch combined team. Just a one-off deal for them next Friday night.
And don't forget with the Truck Series bounty, if the Truck Series regular beats Kyle Busch on the racetrack, thanks to Chris Larson and Homer International, $50,000 payday waits them at the end of the rainbow.
Battle for third. Kurt Busch inside Jimmy Johnson. Keselowski, though, gets slowed down by Tyler Reddick. And Larson tries to look for the race lead. He cannot connect there just yet, Matt.
Larson trying to look all over the back of that 2 car, trying to use the 8 of Reddick as a pick. I mean, we've only got about 14 to go here in the end of the stage. It is definitely for this final stage point, for these extra points here and that playoff point. You know, they are going to get a little dicey here, especially getting through these lap cars.
Oh, look at this.
Slowing them up.
Look at this. They split Tyler Reddick. Keselowski is going to get the momentum off of turn 4. Does not work out for Kyle Larson. And Brad gets the lead by almost 1.5 tenths.
Larson trying to fight it back on the inside. Kurt Busch and Jimmy Johnson are coming to see how they will play with McDowell and Tyler Reddick, and Larson right there, knocking on the door, and the door just got pounded open. Here comes Larson back to the inside of Keselowski for the lead.
At the line, 13 laps to go in stage 1. Keselowski leads the lap of the line, but Larson gets the advantage in 1 and 2. Here comes Kurt Busch. He takes third from Jimmy Johnson. Looks to get by McDowell. They're still side by side for the lead off of turn 2. And they're going to catch up to Timmy Hill once again before the stage concludes.
Keselowski and Larson still out front. Definitely the 2 strongest cars today, asserting themselves again over this long run. They have to be careful now, too, because you have the 66 in front they have to use it to pick. But then on top of that, you have the 1 and the 48 who have closed in dramatically here over the last couple laps. It's going to be interesting because if I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the 48 and the 1 pit a few laps later than the 2 and the 42. Maybe not too many, but I believe they pit a few laps later. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
You're correct on that, man. I believe Jimmy and Harvick pitted at the same time in the second cycle in the second lap of the first cycle of the pit stops. And now they're 3 wide. They're 4 wide. Hang on here, folks. McDowell goes inside on Tyler Reddick. Larson and Busch have trouble doing that. And Johnson's going to capitalize. Look for a second on Young Money, but he gets slowed down by Tyler Reddick. Steve, that got close there for a moment.
That got really close. Here in the late going, who will get the stage points and who will get that all-important 1 playoff point for winning the stage. And here comes Larson down to the inside. Keselowski to the outside of Timmy Hill, but give the lead back to Keselowski.
10 laps to go at the line for stage number 1. Gap again, 0.15 of a second. Larson gets by the lap car of Timmy Hill. Busch and Johnson cannot just yet. They're going to have a battle royale of their own for third position while trying to get by 3 lap cars. And whoa, look at that mess there. McDowell tried to look high. Larson slammed the door saying, hey, you are not unlapping yourself. You're going to restart on that inside line.
It's going to be interesting here to see Kurt Busch getting the run of the inside. Larson and Keselowski here going to see who's going to win this. You know, Kez has got the better high side car. Larson has a good high side car too, but he has to be able to get there. We've seen Keselowski, he can work both lanes versus Larson. He's definitely preferred more to get his passing done on the outside.
Kurt Busch has put a nice gap on Jimmy Johnson. Johnson having issues getting by Hill and Reddick. The Ganassi teammates trying to work together to get by the lone Penske man of Brad Keselowski. At the line, it's 8 laps to go in stage 1, and they've got to run inside in turn 1.
Run inside, Young Money and KB working in off the turn. The Joey Gase car once again will be a factor here in lap traffic as Keselowski springs it to the lead as now Kurt trying to look underneath Kyle Larson for the 2 spot.
Busch has got the advantage. They catch up to Joey Gase and Keselowski trying to check out for stage number 1. 7 to go for this one. Who's going to get the green and white checkered flag first? Keselowski has 2 lap cars separating first and second. Larson trying to drive it in deep here.
Yeah, we are going to see here. They are getting very aggressive here at the front. Keselowski's got a couple lap cars in between them. Got about 6 laps to go on the stage. You're going to want to get by these slower cars. McDowell here very quickly, and I'm not sure. I understand trying to get your lap back, but this doesn't seem like the time, you know. to be racing that hard against the leaders to get your lap back, especially knowing that we have a yellow coming up here in just a couple of laps.
Larson and Kurt Busch still side by side for a second. They're going to sandwich Michael McDowell here in that Freight Auctions number 34. Larson almost in the wall off of turn 2. But look at the mess here in that second pack as they're trying to get by Quinn Health. That's Kevin Harvick and Matt DiBenedetto battling for 5th with Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin also in tow.
A mess is certainly an understatement as now Harvick looking to the outside of the Quinn Health 00. He'll complete that pass. Going into turn number 1, Ryan Blaney trying to be in tow with the Penske Alliance with the Wood Brothers 21 for Matty D. And here comes Hamlin right behind him.
3 wide for second spot. They're still trying to split McDowell up the middle. Who, meanwhile, Michael is trying to get back on the lead lap. First car a lap down in 28th. He's trying. He's close. Keselowski has a bumper full of Kyle Larson behind him. 4 to go in stage 1.
McDowell getting extremely aggressive here. Is he going to try? It looks like he's
on
going
the
to try
lead
and get to
lap
the
right
bottom.
now, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he wants to get his. He's dedicated to the idea of getting his lap back right now, and I mean, give him credit for this. Again, I don't agree with racing them here, but he has been able to keep up with them. He's not really holding them up. We're going to see here, is Kurt going to take him 3 wide? Is Keselowski be able to hold this off? A lot of things could go wrong here in the next few laps.
Michael and Kurt have a strategy planned right now. Not only does Kurt want to help Michael get back on the lead lap, but Michael wants to help Kurt get back to the race lead. But Brad, a lot of momentum off of turns 1 and 2. With 3 to go in stage 1, they're going to split that 34 again. But McDowell's up to the quarter panel once again.
Michael McDowell, bold racing in with the lap traffic, trying to get his lap back. Is it just me or all the lap down cars today racing a little harder than what they normally do here with the leaders? As Keselowski will finally spring free. It's still 3 wide. Larson and Kurt Busch. Hang on, Larson.
That got close. Keselowski shuts the door on the 42. I think McDowell's racing hard because he wants to show Ryan Newman what he can do. But look at Larson. He's on the outside. He is looking for the race lead. Coming to the final lap for stage 1. New leader, Kyle Larson in the 42. Who is going to get the playoff point and those 10 bonus points at the end of the regular season. Larson up top. Keselowski on the bottom. Larson, though, does not have teammate Kurt Busch behind him. No lap traffic ahead. We should throw the yellow out soon, by the way. That may be a good idea. John Hunter Nemechek, once he crosses the line, then we'll bring the yellow out there. And for stage 1, it's Brad Keselowski. Caution flag is out. Brad wins stage 1 by 0.05 of a second over Kyle Larson. Kurt Busch 3rd. Jimmy Johnson is 4th. Kevin Harvick 5th. Ryan Blaney 6th. Denny Hamlin 7th. Matt DiBenedetto 8th. Eric Jones 9th. Kyle Busch finishes 10th. And now we get ready for the second round of pit stops. The first time under the yellow flag conditions. What a hard-fought battle for stage 1, Steve.
Craziness, craziness, craziness. Brad Keselowski picks up the win for Team Penske here at the end of stage 1. I'd assume every single call on pit road. 4 tires and a full tank of Sunoco fuel.
They all come on down pit road. Someone asking where Joey Logano finished. He's 12th in stage 1. They all come on down pit road. We'll focus on Keselowski and Larson. So they got the pit stalls right next to each other. Actually, separated by them is that's Cole
Kurt
Custer,
Busch, I
41.
think. Or, yeah, Kurt Cole Custer, the 41. Everyone going 4 tires and fuel here, I'm going to assume.
And that they are. We'll have to see who wins the race off pit road. If there is some damage between some cars, I may see some debris for a moment. That may be my screen, though. Keselowski wins the race off pit road. Second spot in positions is going to Jimmy Johnson. 3rd will be Kevin Harvick. 4th, Larson. 5th, Blaney. 6th, Busch. Kurt Busch. 7th, Jones. 8th, Hamlin. 9th, Blaney. And 10th, Chase Elliott. Jimmy Johnson, Matt Tuck, Jimmy Johnson, the big winner in the pits, went up from 5th, or from 4th, excuse me, to 2nd.
Yeah, he jumped a bit. He and Larson basically out here swapping their positions. We'll see here. I mean, this is gonna be an interesting restart. We saw it in practice. Things get a little hectic when you have all those slow cars lined up to the inside. So we are gonna see here. We're gonna see here how this plays out in this restart. But this will be, Keselowski, Johnson, Larson, Harvick. Definitely still see them being huge factors here going forward for the rest of this race.
Kurt Busch, the big loser in the pits, falls back. We'll see when we get the line here, when 108 goes in the books, or 107 in the books. Fell back to 7th. Not the stop that he wanted. So John Hunter Nemechek, by the way, the only one who did not pit. So he will assume command of the race lead. This is an interesting strategy that Nemechek's got going on.
What?
John Hunter's going to be a sitting duck.
Yep.
Not sure what the goal is there.
I like the strategy for him to lead laps as a rookie and try to move up in the standings for Rookie of the Year. But honestly, this racetrack, this stage of the game, I would have come right on down 4 tires and fill up with Sunoco American ethanol.
Absolutely. So this is going to be an interesting restart with John Hunter at the head of the pack to begin stage 2, and then you'll have a lot of drivers on the inside line. We'll pause here, take a quick break, take a quick sip of water, then we'll get ready for the restart. Alright, I'm going to send this picture to Jeff Gluck. Tell him I'm doing this too.
Yep, well, I'll just be right back for the restart.
Ready for the restart here in Atlanta. Caution lights. Whelen lights off of the pace car. Lap down cars on the inside just like a normal, typical short track on a Saturday night. But it's going to be John Hunter Nemechek. We'll see the green flag first. Was that Brett Bodine will make the left-hander and head back to pit road.
Restart summary, 27 cars on the lead lap. At the moment, all cars still on the track. John Hunter Nemechek, the leader. Brad Keselowski, 2nd. Jimmy Johnson, 3rd. Kevin Harvick, 4th. Kyle Larson rounds out the top 5. Here's Nemechek. He brings them into the Geico restart zone, just like what him and Stenhouse did back at Las Vegas. And we are back to green. Going into turn 1. No one makes a move just yet with the high side, but Reddick, McDowell, Poole check out with Nemechek checking them up in 1 and 2.
This is where you have to get really careful. That 38 car, he is not on the speed that the leaders are behind him, and you can see all of it. Look at all these cars. Look at Kyle Busch.
Kyle Busch and Cole Custer go to the lead out of nowhere. Oh, we got drivers fanning out all over. Kyle got the push from former teammate Daniel Suarez. New leader. It's the wild thing, Kyle Busch.
Did I say this earlier that John Hunter was going to be a sitting duck?
And he was. Look at where he fell all the way back.
Yes.
Look at the mess.
Still holding up cars.
Slow down Harvick. Slow down Jones, Hamlin, Matty D. They're all having all kinds of trouble. For the lead, Custer inside. They got to deal with Garrett Smithley, though, in the 51. At the stripe, it was Custer by 100th of a second. But they got Keselowski and Larson hunting on their tails. Kyle Larson looking for 2nd. It's the Kyle and Kyle show for the runner-up spot.
Yeah, that field, they fanned out quickly, but it's going to be interesting because all those lap cars that they were hoping to have
Oh,
passed.
whoa, 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 whoa! Keselowski and Kyle Busch make some contact off of turn 4, but they save it. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, all those lap cars they were hoping to have passed right on the restart, they now have to pass through them all again. It's going to be interesting to see here, especially now 41, who took great advantage of that slow car Nemechek. He's up in the front now, leading this thing and looking
Oh,
decently
someone
quick.
blew up, someone blew up. And it's Truex. Truex blew up in the 19.
Oh.
Does this bring the yellow out? Trying to find a yellow wheel caution light here. Truex having a tough time getting back to pit road. That could bring the caution flag out.
Not sure why the yellow isn't out yet.
We'll just have to wait and see, but a tough break. The 2017 Cup Series champion, again continuing that streak of no top 10s yet this season. The green flag is still out, by the way. You can see the wheel and caution light or on the top of your screen. But let's focus back up front as Truex's day is done. First car out of the race, MTJ.
We will definitely have to wait confirmation from NASCAR as to why they did not pull the trigger on the light to turn it on for MTJ. Meanwhile, Cole Custer being hounded. Here comes Larson, working on the inside and still fighting with the back markers.
I think this was the same decision. I mean, I know it's early on in stage 2, but it was definitely, Matt talked, the similar decision NASCAR made like yesterday in the Xfinity Series race when Tommy Joe Martins blew up.
Yeah, we saw Tommy Joe Martins blow up yesterday when his engine dumped. They didn't throw out a yellow there. Strange decision, still not sure why, but either way, we stay green. Interesting to note here as Larson goes to the inside. Take a look. I'm not even sure where they ended up. John Hunter Nemechek in that 38 held that pack up a lot. And if we scroll through the field, I am not sure where. Okay, Hamlin, one of the first cars there. Where is Harvick? You know, where are some of these drivers gone who were up here a few laps ago?
Well, why don't we do a full field rundown at the moment just to help out the viewers out there. Cole Custer the race lead, but he's getting pounded on by Kyle Larson in second. Brad Keselowski third. Kyle Busch fourth. Kurt Busch now fifth. Ryan Blaney is sixth. Then you gotta go back to seventh. It's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. doing a good job now after the restart. Jimmy Johnson eighth. Kevin Harvick ninth. Joey Logano rounds out the top 10.
11th right now, Clint Boyer, but being hounded by both Matt DiBenedetto and Eric Jones. Jones currently 13th on the counter. 14th is Chase Elliott. 15th, Austin Dillon. 15th is Denny Hamlin. Then it's the 3 of Austin Dillon. Then the 6 of Ross Chastain. 18th is Chris Buescher. 19th, Berlin, Connecticut's Ryan Preece. And 20th right now, Eric Almirola.
You got 21st, William Byron. 22nd, still Christopher Bell right around there where he's been running all day. 23rd is Ty Dillon. 24th is Alex Bowman. Let's see, go back to 25th. Bubba Wallace has lost some spots. 26th is, I believe that was John Hunter Nemechek, and I'm not sure where. Had we seen
26th is Tyler Reddick. 25th, McDowell.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, we got the lap cars there. We got McDowell, Reddick, and you have Poole rounding out. I believe that would round out the top 30 there.
Yep, it's Poole, then Health, then LaJoy, and Sorensen. 31 through 38. It is J.J. Yaley, Garrett Smithley, and then Daniel Suarez in 33rd. Something happened with Alex Bowman in the 88, currently in 34th. I think he may have been in the lead pack. I am not too sure. I think he had an unscheduled pit stop earlier, Matt Tuck. There he is, working with Ty Dillon. 35th is Bubba Wallace. Same issue with him. I think he had an unscheduled stop as well. Back to 36th. That is Joey Gase. 37th, Timmy Hill. Martin Truex Jr., the only one out of the race because of a valve issue. Battle for the lead. Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Cole Custer, and Kurt Busch. 5 cars, put them all under a blanket as they battle for the lead while dealing with the lap traffic.
Looks like they're clear of the lap traffic pretty much without any major issue right now as they're about to put another one down on John Hunter Nemechek as Larson looking to the inside of
Holy
Keselowski.
cow!
Here comes Kurt Busch. Where did older brother come from?
Oh, watch out. This could get hairy here. Hunter Nemechek, I think he lost a cylinder before the restart. And Keselowski just said bye-bye. Custer and Larson push each other. They're up to second and third. Busch and McDowell go by Poole. Kyle Busch slowed down, and he is furious at John Hunter Nemechek.
John Hunter Nemechek been slowing up a lot of cars so far. Now Kyle Busch, who ironically took advantage of his own. There goes the 38. Is he finally pitting?
I think he just got black flagged. I don't know.
Either way, 38 car who ironically gave Busch the advantage to jump up front, slowing him up now. Now as we see the 38, not sure why. We're gonna assume this is probably. Let's assume this is probably a pit stop. We'll see what he's down here for.
It's either a penalty or a flat tire. We will confirm. Yep, flat tire on the right side, I believe. But a good battle for the lead still heating up. Top four battling. Larson on the top side. Keselowski down low. Larson takes the lead. Kyle Busch got slowed down big time. Almost got passed by Ricky Stenhouse. And now Rowdy's got to fight his way back in that 18.
Worth noting here, too, Stenhouse from starting deep in the field, I believe in the 25th, 26th spot or so. He's made his way all the way up to 7th. Heck of a run today.
Here comes Joey Logano as well in the 22. Started in near the front of the pack, but fell back a lot. Now right inside the top 10. Jimmy Johnson did not get a good restart either. Currently running in 10th spot at the moment after finishing 5th. Same with Matt DiBenedetto. You could say the same thing for Eric Jones too, Steve.
Believe what happened with Jimmy. He was caught in that whole outside line with John Hunter Nemechek there at the restart break for stage 2. That pretty much slowed everybody down that was on the outside line. Kyle Busch was the only smart one early enough to move quickly to the inside line when everybody else was still being held up, as Jimmy almost made it 4 wide, but made better of it to go 3 to get around the Quinhoff 00.
Here comes Kevin Harvick looking on Ricky Stenhouse for 8th. Could be challenging on Joey Logano shortly. Let's go back up front to the lead. Keselowski just took it away from Kyle Larson. And Kurt Busch back into the mix as well in the one they're trying to check out from Cole Custer and Ryan Blaney.
The Chevys and the Fords definitely been the 2 fastest manufacturers so far today. Not a whole lot of speed yet out of the Toyotas. Both these Ganassi cars, too, also looking very strong today.
Busch to the inside, trying to lead his first laps of the day. Can't clear Keselowski. He could just now if he just got there a few seconds ago. But could not just yet. Now Keselowski will have the preferred lineup in 3 and 4. Out of the turn here, still dead. Even Custer may have just gotten the wall off of 4, or he just did an inverse diamond of the corner there. They go into turn 1. Keselowski led the lap of the line, but here comes Cole Custer. He is moving pretty quick, like kids when they want cold custard.
Cole Custer looking to the inside of Kyle Larson. Didn't look like he might have just barely scraped the wall coming off turn 4 last time to diamond out the corner. But either way, it is not slowing the progression of the Haas Automation Ford Mustang for rookie Cole Custer.
Brad Keselowski continues to lead at the line. Stage 2, by the way, for those wondering at home, will end on lap 210. So we've got about 81 laps to go in the stage at the moment. Busch drives it in deep into 3 and 4. Can he get it to stick off of the corner? Trying to side draft off of Keselowski at the stripe. It's Kurt. Leads his first lap today by an inch. No! Did they just call him for... Are you kidding me?
Transponders,
what is going on?
Transponders never lie, buddy. They never lie. Keselowski back to that point here over Kurt Busch. Separation at the line, by the way. 9 1/1000ths of a second between Keselowski and the outer Busch. And here comes Larson and Custer. Keselowski clears them for the lead that time.
Look back at that 3-wide battle happening here. Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, Matt DiBenedetto trying to get by traffic. It's a hornet's nest entering turn number 1. Hamlin coming to top. He gets tight. Here opens up the door for Eric Jones. This is the battle on track for 11th.
So you got a big swarm of cars back here. Stenhouse, Johnson, who definitely not sure. He's fallen off a bit. Not necessarily all his fault, though. He did get stuck on the outside for that restart. Stenhouse still maintaining a top 10 run spot. Then you got Hamilton 11th, Benedetto. He's lost a couple spots here, which is, just trying to see, these guys just trying to navigate their way through the lap field.
Matt, you should have seen the run, by the way, that Denny Hamlin got off of turn 4. In the words of Larry Mack in the 2009 All-Star race, I think he drove on those guys so hard he had to back off the gas for a moment, and it could cost him 11th spot. Here comes Matty D trying to put a crossover on the 11. Entering turn 1, it's getting good there, but let's go back to that battle for the lead. Kurt Busch not giving up on Keselowski just yet up front. Meanwhile, Larson and Custer have fallen back to the top 2. 1 and 2 battling for 1 and 2.
They work it here off the corner, Keselowski and Kurt Busch. My only question is, Matt Tuck, do you agree with me or not? With Larson and Custer falling off a little bit, did they race the lap cars harder than Keselowski and Kurt Busch did on the restart?
Well, we'll see here. I mean, part of that is that these guys are all starting to get spaced out. You don't have a whole lot of cars to draft on. So if you don't have, if you were compensating for a not as good car earlier by using the draft, you don't have that anymore. So we'll see here.
Keselowski continuing to lead going into turn number 1. Busch, though, not giving up, driving it in deep into turn 1 this time. I think he may have just gotten a little bit tight, but it's helping it out for him. Clear up in front of Brad Kurt, and he can. New leader Kurt Busch.
If Kurt was a second later than what he was, both those cars would have been kissing concrete. They're in off the turn, and now Kurt will do it again to Brad, but Brad tries the crossover move. Doesn't happen that time. New race leader by 5/100ths of a second. It's Kurt Busch.
They got a good battle for third as well. Let's see if we can get 2 battles on the screen real quick. There it is, Custer and Larson. Larson losing time to the 41 of Custer. You got 1 and 2 battling for 1 and 2, and then 41 and 42, this time battling for 3 and 4.
And we'll see.
You and your numbers, Marty, I swear, as Kurt and Brad continue to fight for the lead. Go ahead, Matt.
No, yeah, I was just going to say that we've got these two. Everyone's spacing out loud, 2x2, more close to a single file racing out here. We'll see. I mean, we restarted. I think it was about lap 110, which puts us about 28 through a run. And we're going to see here how well these guys continue to space themselves out and how this plays for pit stops here with the next 20 or so laps.
What a run. Keselowski got on the low line in 3 and 4. Can't clear it up in front of Kurt Busch yet. But Keselowski, though, leads the lap at the line by 3/100ths of a second into the turn. He could clear in front of Kurt Busch if he wants to. Man, great turn in 1 and 2 for Brad Keselowski. Takes the lead back from Kurt.
Keselowski
might have made an in-car adjustment there for Brad, because it did look tight a couple of laps ago. Might have made some adjustments in the car, then able to regain full control, and that's exactly what Kes did to regain the lead.
Focusing on that battle for third spot. Excuse me. Oh, wait. Yeah, you know what? Let's focus on this. Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Eric Jones. That's for the 10th and final spot for stage points at the moment here. Off of turn 2, Hamlin gets the advantage down the back, gets away from Tyler Reddick. Now trying to look on Stenhouse for 9th position while dealing with Brennan Poole and Michael McDowell. You also got off of turn number 4 looking ahead. Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano battling for 6th spot, but they are coming closer and closer to Ryan Blaney all by himself in 5th position. Continuing on the battle for 3rd, Larson and Custer. Here comes Larson with a run to the inside.
So we'll see here. Larson trying to get himself back up to the front. He had a fast car early in stage 1, both early and later in the stage. Almost won that stage. See if he can get himself reinserted into some clean air and put himself right back up front here with the leaders of the 2 and the 1 for the lead.
Trying to come out on the high side. Busch thinking about probably the bump and run off of turn 2 for a moment, trying the inside, looking for the lead. Doesn't do it just yet. A lot of racing to go, trying to take his time. And you know what I just thought of? Matt Tuck, NR2003's crew chief. We are approaching the pit window shortly as we are on lap 142. Everyone except Nemechek came in on the last set of pit stops, which was lap 105. So probably about maybe 15, 20 laps we see these drivers come in.
Yeah, we're give or take about 40 into the run right now. Obviously, had some yellow laps there that are going to extend that out as Kurt goes to the lead, tries to take the lead here. I would figure probably, like you said, though, about 10, 15 laps tops, you will see everybody start to cycle back in through for the final pit of the stage.
Busch with a good run to the inside as he tries to take the lead from Keselowski. Does it work off of turn 2? Not just yet. Brad working the top side very well. He's got the best car right here, Steve.
Best car right now in this portion of the run. It's still Keselowski and Kurt Busch. Don't know what Tony Gibson and the crew did for the one car, but right now that car is a bullet. Looking to the inside of Keselowski, trying to regain the lead off corner 2.
We all miss Tony Gibson as crew chief of the 41. Good old times. I think Matt McCall's still up on top of that box leading the calls there. But they got to deal with Brad Keselowski in the 2. Let's talk about crew chiefs anyway, Steve. While we're watching this side-by-side battle, we all know Team Penske changed up all their crew chiefs. Paul Wolfe to the 22, Todd Gordon to the 12, and Jeremy Bullins to the 2 machine. And right now, the changes are definitely paying off. Logano's got 2 wins in the season. Blaney's been close. Keselowski's been close. I think it's definitely improved them.
Definitely improved it all 3 teams in the Penske shop there in Mooresville, North Carolina, as they work in through 3 and 4. Keselowski trying to get Team Penske another win. That would be 3 for 5 here in the season if Kez is able to pull it off here this afternoon in Atlanta.
They won 2 races earlier this year, both with Logano behind the wheel, coming at Las Vegas. And last week at the Phoenix Raceway, Logano winning 2 of the 3 races in the Western Swing. But now we're back east, down south in hot Atlanta, where in a few weeks we're supposed to be hosting the national championship game for college basketball on all divisions. But unfortunately, let's not go there.
Let's not go there. Let's not make us sad even more than what we already are.
Yeah, absolutely. Battle for third. Custer and Larson heating up in turns 1 and 2. Matt?
Custer holding his ground up there, took a big advantage of Nemechek's stack up in the early going that restart here. And I haven't taken a look in a while. Where are we looking at for lap traffic in front of the 2 and the 1?
So I just saw someone in the back of the picture. That's Bubba Wallace in the 43 just crossing the line. Remember, he had a stronger car earlier on in the race, so I have a feeling that he could be contending with the front runners once Keselowski
they catch up, yes.
catch up because of the draft.
Yes, but I'd also, I would challenge that too by the fact that Bubba's fallen off this much in just about 50 or so laps. Really makes you wonder, did he have that good a car, or was he just taking a large advantage of being able to stay in the draft and keep up with the leaders?
Currently 34th a lap down. We're about to work on lap 150. Give you a full field rundown at the moment. Brad Keselowski in the race lead. Kurt Busch second. Cole Custer third. Kyle Larson is back in fourth. Kevin Harvick fifth. Joey Logano 6th. Ryan Blaney is falling back to 7th. Eric Jones 8th. Kyle Busch is 9th. Good battle for 10th. Denny Hamlin and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
With Hamlin sitting there in 11th. 12th is Jimmy Johnson. 13th, Matt DiBenedetto. 14th, Ross Chastain as they continue their battle. 15th is Clint Boyer. 16th is Austin Dillon. 17th is Chase Elliott. 18th, Eric Almirola. 19th, raised back there to Ryan Preece. And William Byron completing the top 20, driving the Hendrick 24.
Chris Buescher 21st. Go back a little more. We see Alex Bowman?
No,
Alex Bowman 20s?
Christopher Bell.
Oh, Christopher Bell. Yeah, Bowman looks like he might have been a lap down. 23rd, Ty Dillon. Go back a little farther here. Yeah, this got jumbled up let's see here.
McDowell's 24th.
So
I'll help you
McDowell
out there.
24th. Yep, McDowell 24th and put Reddick 25th. Poole 26th. 50. Is it the 51?
Yep.
He's in 27th. The 00 and 28th. The Joy 29th. And 77 is in 30th.
Back of the field, we've got Joey Gase, or JJ Yaley, excuse me, in 31st. Alex Bowman sitting in the back of the pack, currently in 32nd position. Let's see if we can find him. We just went by him, I know that. There he is in 32nd. Daniel Suarez currently riding in 33rd. Bubba Wallace in 34th. Those drivers are a lap down. John Hunter Nemechek currently in the 35th spot, 2 laps down. Back to 36th we go, and that is Joey Gase, 37th position. Goes to Timmy Hill, and out of the race in 38th is Martin Truex Jr. These are the 2 drivers that have had the best cars in Stage 2, Brad Keselowski and Kurt Busch. Good battle going on for 5th position, and they are coming to Custer and Larson. Harvick's getting by. The Penske teammates battle for 6th. Logano and Blaney, 3 Mustangs and 2 Camrys under a blanket, Steve.
They work in off the corner. Kyle Busch drafting with Joey Logano. Now he'll quickly get it to the top shelf to try to run with Blaney. But right now, he's trying to figure out which line he wants to go. Because we all know the middle line won't go by himself. As they work in there off the turn, back down to the line with Harvick in position number 5. Logano and Blaney still duking it out for 6th.
Logano a good run up in 1 and 2. Blaney commits to the high side. That's where all the momentum is, out of the corner. And the side by side. You know what's pretty funny? These are like inverse schemes of each other. You got the yellow and red trim in Logano, and then the advanced car for Blaney, the red and yellow trim. Looking back up front, good battling happening on. Now Custer faces a challenge from Harvick. That's for 3rd. Harvick is coming. He's had the best car in the long run, in my opinion, at the moment. That gap has been cut down ever since the restart. And now he's making an eye on Kyle Larson.
And we'll see here, Larson had cleared Custer, but quickly falling backwards into the grasps of the 4 car. You see the 41 still sticking up there. And you got to wonder here, too, as you see the one going to 2, but how racy are these guys going to get, knowing that they've got pit stops here coming up within the next 5 to 10 laps?
Not only do we have pit stops coming, we've got lap traffic coming. They're up to Bubba Wallace and soon to be Daniel Suarez and Timmy Hill. Let's see how Kurt Busch takes this to his advantage, as we got 2 good battles on the track. 1 for 3rd, 1 for the lead. Let's focus on the 1 for 3rd. Larson still has it. Custer has gone back into the 4th spot by Kevin Harvick. The battle for the lead still on. Kurt Busch just got up to the quarter panel of the White Deuce Discount Tire Mustang of Keselowski, but it does not pay off. Brad keeps the lead in 1.
Brad does keep the lead. Kurt Busch still fighting it down on the inside. The Monster Energy number 1 for Chip Ganassi. Speaking of the inverse paint jobs, there's another one today in this field as well. Cole Custer with the red front and the black rear end for Stewart Haas Racing. Clint Boyer's 14 is the polar opposite with the black and the red.
Look at the run. Kevin Harvick's going to get on the high side, trying to get by Joey Logano and Kyle Larson. That's 3 wide for the 3rd position. Nothing working there just yet, and now we got lap traffic. Kurt Busch to the top spot at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now they look to get by Daniel Suarez. Keselowski gets slowed down by it for a moment. Kurt Busch to the race lead. Back to 3rd. Harvick and Larson side by side entering turn 3.
Busch and Keselowski side by side here, getting aggressive later in the middle portion of this stage. This pack over here, I believe they are closing in the gap to the 1 and the 2. Not quite as much as, not quite too fast, but they are closing in. It's going to be interesting to see, where this plays out. These guys start darting to pit road and how this works out.
They now work their way by Timmy Hill. 1 more lap car to go, and that would be Bubba Wallace. And like you said, we should see pit stops in just a moment. It will be interesting how these drivers approach Daniel Suarez, the 1st lap car. Larson's got a big run off of turn 4, looking to get by Custer. That is for 4th on the track. Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, they're battling for 7th right now at the moment.
Ryan Blaney down low with the 18 of Kyle Busch, but we'll head back up a little further closer to the lead. There's the battle, the 4 cars. will shape up as we actually head to the battle for the lead between Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski. Brad looking down low to get around Kurt. There's the run off the turn. Oh, baby, close one at the line between Kurt and Brad.
And look at the mess here going into turn one. They caught up to Suarez. Harvick got by clean. Custer's about to get by. Logano gets by on the inside. Suarez, it turns out, Coca-Cola's apparently a sandwich.
And Kyle Larson's having a nightmare about cherry vanilla Coke right now.
He's a Coca-Cola driver, by the way. Keep in mind that. Kyle Busch now trying to take advantage of this. He's having trouble getting by. We focus back our eyes on the battle for the lead. Keselowski inside. Takes the lead away. Leads the lap of the line.
Keselowski here, definitely, I would say he's probably got, at this point of the race, both given the early portions and the later portions here, definitely is the fastest car. Kurt's car definitely has come alive here on this long run. And you don't want to get held up long here by Bubba Wallace, because you have those cars led by Harvick charging in behind, and it will not take them long to close that gap down.
Kurt's having a tough time getting by Bubba Wallace, the two-car, the Penske Ford. Right now, Penske perfect. He's led the most laps today, continues to lead at the line by 0.04 of a second. Busch and Bubba, I think, trying to work together to get back on the lead lap and battle for the lead in the 43 and 1 respectively out of the turn, though. Brad doesn't have Bubba clear yet, but he's got Busch cleared. Focus back our eyes on the battle for 4th. Custer and Logano. Blaney joining the party as well.
Blaney looking to the outside now on Cole Custer. When will they start to head down pit road? My guess will be coming up pretty quickly, as Larson has fallen off the pace a little bit. He's fallen back to position number 8.
It's because of the slow traffic of Timmy Hill and Daniel Suarez. Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin trying to get their way towards the 41. Hamlin's got the final position at the moment. Good battle for 11th happening here. Ricky Stenhouse, Matt DiBenedetto, and Ross Chastain having a good run. The highest we've seen him in today has been 11th.
Yeah, you see Chastain's up there, Stenhouse, DiBenedetto racing in there. I believe this is for... Are they up in the top 10?
Not yet. They're just outside.
Just outside.
We did have pit stops. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. But Keselowski made his way down pit road, gave up the race lead. First one to come down, he could have the advantage, but we'll have the Warner tires. Let's look at where the next drivers will go. Race leader, Kurt Busch. Bubba Wallace comes on in. Same with Kyle Busch. Kyle Larson make their way down pit road. Who else joins them into the mix? Tyler Reddick. That's everyone for right now.
It's going to be interesting here. See, watch, not necessarily the 2. We're going to figure he's probably going to maintain how much time that 18 and the 42 can make up here.
Most likely 4 tire changes for those 2 indeed, and they are on the right sides immediately. Now who are the next ones to come in? Logano comes in. The race leader's in, Kurt Busch. Logano and Blaney also come in. They come in 2 laps later than leader Brad Keselowski was. DiBenedetto's also in. Same with Chase Elliott, and most likely the one on the 4 tires as well. Almirola's in. Smithley's in. Priest is in. Back up front at the moment, the race leader, I think, would be this for right here. Cole Custer, Kevin Harvick, and it is the Stewart-Haas teammates working together. They will go another lap. Denny Hamlin makes his way down pit road in the 11 car. Who else goes with him?
It'll be interesting to see.
Suarez and Chastain and Stenhouse also come in. Same with Brennan Poole. Pit road's a pretty busy place right now, Matt Tuck.
You're going to want to be careful getting in and out here, avoid hitting anybody. You also got to wonder, too, if you're the Stewart-Haas cars. We saw yesterday the junior motorsports cars, they tried to play the wait as long as possible game. Unfortunately, it did not work out for them. It's going to be interesting.
Leaders are in. Harvick, Custer, and Jones. Johnson's in. Boyer's in. Keselowski goes by. Dillon goes by. Kurt Busch goes by. So we know right now at the moment, next lap, the leader would be Brad Keselowski. Works his way by John Hunter Nemechek and Bubba Wallace. Kurt Busch would be second. And is that front end damage on the 1 car? That could be. I don't think so. It probably just is the way this body piece is.
Might have actually been a piece of trash flown to block the radiator for the one of Kurt Busch. That might have just blown right off. So he should be able to stay clean and green as pit road. His cars will exit the pit lane and get back onto the racetrack.
Kurt Busch goes by. Brad Keselowski and Kurt Busch go by. They will go 1 and 2. Kyle Busch third, Kyle Larson fourth. Battle for fifth is on. Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano. 7th is Denny Hamlin. 8th, Matt DiBenedetto. 9th, Kevin Harvick. And back in 10th is Cole Custer, but he's got Chase Elliott on his tail in the 9 car. Pitting later could be a big affection early on, but you'll have the fresher tires.
Yeah, we'll see here. Gotta wonder those.
Caution's out! Caution's out! First yellow out, and it's a big wreck in turn 3. Garrett Smithley involved, and same with Clint Bowyer. And the good thing is, that happened just after the cycle of pit stops. At the line, it's Brad Keselowski. I think the only ones involved were Garrett Smithley and Clint Bowyer. Look at the damage. The front end crunched up on the 51 Rick Ware Chevrolet. Fluid leaking under there. Also involved was Clint Bowyer. Had issues on pit road. He's most likely getting a tow. I think Clint had too much to drink before the race.
I'm not sure what's going on here. That was... Okay.
Now the question is...
Would love to see what happened to cause that wreck, if at all possible.
We will once we
now
will.
the leader will exit and head down pit road, and they are all coming together.
Everyone's coming in except for the lapped traffic. They'll come in a lap later because of the caution. Oh no! Chris Buescher? Does he stay on and take the lead? I think Buescher was on the... Yeah, Chris Buescher stays out.
Now the question is, I believe they
Kurt
probably
Busch
should just be topping off for gas, right, Matt? That'd be my assumption.
I think that was what the 1 car did. That is not what the 2 is doing, though. That is not what everybody's doing. This is... What is happening here? This is very interesting strategy being played out. 24, he's coming in. Let's see, the 18.
Keselowski fell back to third. I think Kurt Busch did the splash and go, or unless he missed his stall. I want to look at that first. That's kind of interesting. That Kurt Busch had a big gap over second. Let's confirm this. Nope, he just topped off. Splash and dash for Kurt Busch. Let's show you what happened with Garrett Smithley and Clint Bowyer. I think Bowyer was the first one to get turned. Watch this. Pit road exiting here, Steve Petty. Comes on out. And this comes right in front of teammate Eric Almirola. Turns him around. Bowyer is going to be furious. I think both are going to be furious. Bowyer gets turned into the outside wall, head on, a lot of rear end damage, and here comes Garrett Smithley with nowhere to go.
One other guy that's going to be very upset about that is owner for Stewart Haas Racing, Tony Stewart.
Absolutely.
Because that is 2 wrecked race cars.
Give you the shot in real time.
Yeah, just nowhere to go.
Oh, man, Quinn Half just missed the 51. Let's go to the onboard. We'll just show you Almirola's perspective, and then we'll get ready for the restart. The Smithfield onboard. Smithfield, fueled by Bacon.
Ooh.
Didn't even slow down at any point, Steve.
Would love to know what spotters were thinking.
Absolutely.
Or what spotters weren't thinking.
Absolutely. Interesting strategy going on there. So
Bring your car back on the racetrack.
The caution flag is out. Chris Buescher, the only one who did not pit. He will assume the lead. He already has assumed the lead, but he'll bring the field back to green in just a moment.
Interesting calls on pit road. Some did the splash and go. Some did change for new sneakers. Don't know why. They only would have had maybe 2 laps on them.
Absolutely. So, let's see here. What lap are we on? We're on lap 175 of 325. So this is about 35 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 35 to go in the stage, I would assume, with the caution coming out at 210. Chris Buescher stayed out. Kurt Busch the lead. His brother, or in second, his brother Kyle in third. Kevin Harvick is in fifth. Brad Keselowski fourth, excuse me. Jimmy Johnson in sixth. Denny Hamlin seventh. Ross Chastain has made his way up to eighth. Cole Custer back to ninth. Joey Logano 10th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 11th. Eric Almirola 12th. Chase Elliott 13th. Ryan Preece is in 14th. Christopher Bell 15th. Eric Jones 16th. Ryan Blaney 17th. Kyle Larson 18th. Matt DiBenedetto 19th. Austin Dillon 20th. William Byron is in 21st. Alex Bowman, the last car on the lead lap, in 22nd. Out of the race, Garrett Smithley is done with an ignition problem. Clint Bowyer still on the track, currently 28th, a lap down.
Well, this could be big here.
The Dodge Challenger pace car pulls in, and it will be Chris Buescher bringing the field back into the Geico restart zone. Geico 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance, and he gets a good jump over Kurt Busch as they work their way into turn one. Now, how does the inside lane work that don't have any damage at all whatsoever? Buescher has a good lead, though, over Kurt Busch as they come off of turn number 2. Oh, troll! Bubba Wallace! He saves it! Got a bunt from Tyler Reddick. And this helps out Chris Buescher on the top side. Kurt and Kyle 3 wide, though, for third.
Yeah, huge hit by Bubba.
Got really dicey off the corner. Buescher continues to lead, but he's got the Busch brothers on the tail. 2 Bushes versus a Busch and an Ur.
And too bad Harvick's not driving the Busch Spear car this week. Then that pun would just fit so perfectly behind him. But it's Keselowski right behind Kyle as Chris Buescher continues to lead in the Fastenal Ford for Roush Fenway. As they bring it down, new race leader Kurt Busch back to P1, and here comes baby brother.
Got the push from brother Kyle, indeed. That Fastenal Ford just not fast enough at the moment. But Kurt gets tied up in 1 and 2. Opens the door for Buescher to get to the inside. And is that 52 of Yaley going to spoil the party? No, he tucks back in line. Into 3 and 4. The Busch brothers stay with the right. Kyle goes all the way outside. It's contact again with Keselowski. Big mess in the front of the field. Busch on the outside. The Busch brothers, I should say. Buescher down low. Keselowski stuck in the middle.
And meanwhile, all the lap traffic is still on the inside line. With J.J. Yaley, Ty Dillon, and Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick as well, blocking the momentum of 7-time Jimmy Johnson, but most of the lead lap cars are on the outside groove, and Kurt will regain the lead.
Kyle Busch pushing him behind them. Kevin Harvick in the 4 machine. Keselowski tied up in 1 and 2 for a moment. Buescher now gets the lead off of 1 and 2 as they head down the back. 3 by 3 by 3. Yaley trying to get one of his laps back. I believe he's 2 laps down. No, he's the first car lap down, I should say the least. But Kurt gets the run on the outside. Almost 4 wide off of turn 4, Matt Tuck.
Yeah, they're getting extremely dicey here. I mean, Buescher, give him his credit. He's held his own pretty good up here. But you gotta, I mean, these guys have to be careful here. You know, we've seen so far this weekend, if you make one wrong move in this big a pack, you will take out a lot of cars if you are not careful.
High side getting all the momentum. No one really wants to work with that 17 Ford Mustang. I think they didn't get the memo that Stenhouse isn't in that car anymore. But anyway, Busch brothers 1 and 2, 3 wide. The low line losing a lot of time at the moment. Kyle gets second. Good battle for fourth between Keselowski and Harvick.
No loyalty so far for the brand manufacturers yet here this afternoon in Atlanta.
Whoa! Ty Dillon and J.J. Haley got below the apron. I think they got together for a moment. And they got more traffic ahead. That's a slow car. Clint Boyer with that rear end damage. Man, Tuck, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, this could get big.
Hang on to your hats, folks. Get your popcorn ready. This is going to be a good festival happening right here. Hornets Nest in 1 and 2. Bush versus Busher. How will they handle Clint Boyer off of turn number 2? Down the back, low side's going to get the run. Kurt will get slowed down. Busher! Not yet. We're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Harvick to the bottom of the track. And the Bush brothers will get the momentum in turns 3 and 4 for right now. No new leader. Happy Harvick. Bye-bye.
The closer regains command. The freaky fast Ford, freaky fast back to the lead is now Keselowski will go to work on the Busher 17 for the 2 spot as Clint Boyer is holding up that whole outside line. Kurt and Kyle and Joey Logano.
We were 4 wide for a moment off of turn 2. 3 of those cars in that situation. Ward Stewart Haas machines. The other 2, Custer and Almirola. They broke it into the top 10. How about the job earlier that Ross Chastain did in the 6? Was in the top 10 last time, Al, but is now outside and just fading back. Keselowski and Busher, they battle for a second. Here comes Almirola and Custer. They've got a full head of steam ahead, Matt.
And these guys gotta all be. I mean, you gotta be careful here. But Custer, he's storming his way back to the front if he can get there. Almirola, is Almirola on the lead lap?
Yes, he is. Currently right in the 5th position last time by. Here comes Busher. He's up to 2nd and trying to challenge for the lead. Remember, stayed out last time by. And I don't blame him for doing that. Gained a lot of track position. He's in 3rd now.
We are coming up here. I believe we're at, what, lap 188?
Lap 186 at the moment. They got to get to lap 210 to finish stage number 2. Ty Dillon, meanwhile, in the 13 car, trying to get one of his laps back. Currently in 23rd, a lap down, and may want to see a caution at the moment. He just got by Kevin Harvick on the low line, and we're battling for the race lead once again.
Harvick and Keselowski battling for the lead. Ty Dillon would love to see a caution right now as he is leading the freight trains down the back straightaway. Shout out for Eric Almirola coming back from literally wrecking your own teammate and now battling for the lead. Is now Almirola trying to make it 3 wide. Michael McDowell also trying to get his lap back as well.
McDowell almost made it 4 wide for a moment. Remember, he's trying to get his lap back. Here comes Keselowski inside, challenging for the race lead. Top 4 at the moment, Ford Mustangs. Here comes Custer inside. Stewart Haas the bread. It's a discount tire sandwich at the moment. You may want to add some bacon as well because here comes Eric.
And there's no double checks allowed for this one as they work it down the start-finish line. Man, somebody's got to get a State Farm sponsorship in NASCAR. Seriously. As they work it off through 1 and 2, it's Happy Harvick, still your race leader. Keselowski with the run, trying to side draft with Busher a little bit, but that allowed the inside gate. Here comes Double C Cole Custer.
I think the 17 and the 2, Matt, they got tied up in 1 and 2 and allowed Custer to capitalize for a moment to take the runner-up spot, and now looking to get by Ty Dillon. Busher almost gets into the 13.
Steve Busher getting very aggressive there. You got Custer trying to gun to the bottom. Ooh, Ty Dillon, big slide up the track there. Doesn't get into anybody. I mean, these guys are getting very aggressive here late in the going of this stage. With only about 20, I believe about 20 to go before the stage break.
It is going to be 20 to go coming to the line. Busher had a good run on Kevin Harvick, but decided to check up for a moment. Wanted to back up, get a nice push from the 52 of Yaley. But there were still 3 wide for 2nd spot. Harvick slams the door on Busher. Here comes Custer as he tries to go to the inside. Back split up just a moment. Almirola lost a lot of ground. Same with McDowell will lose a lot of spots.
Cole Custer loving the 1.5 miles, especially the quad oval 1.5 miles racetracks. So Atlanta, Texas, and Charlotte would be the 3 big ones as they work back in through 1 and 2. Custer all the way down low, just barely touching the left side, right up against the apron.
Man, did you see that 52 of Yaley slid up? We got really tight. Slowed down Hamlin, Johnson, and Chastain. And it helps out Keselowski, Almirola, and Eric Jones. Custer has made his way to second. Stewart-Haas 1-2. Buescher back in third. We're 3 wide for fourth.
Oh, Keselowski, big save there.
Close call for Brad. Custer tries again for the lead, but he's got no help. Harvick's got the help from Chris Buescher off of turn 2.
Down that back straightaway, Eric Jones trying to play spoiler here with the Joe Gibbs Racing number 20. In through 3 and 4, but Custer wants the lead from Happy Harvick. Will he get it as now they'll split Ty Dillon for third?
Not just yet, but where did Eric Jones come from? Has a full head of steam in that 20 car. That's been quiet all day. Hasn't led a lap just yet. But he could be trying to do so soon, though. But the 4 and the 41 battling for the race lead. Can Custer get up there just yet? No ice cream yet for Cole Custer. Harvick has the sandwiches, though, out in the front.
They're all freaky.
I'm sorry. That's just
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Oh, that was perfect.
It was. Jones making a big push here. He's been mid-pack most of the day. Definitely asserting himself here on this short dash to the stage finish.
Custer's got to run on the inside, trying to take the lead away from Kevin Harvick at the line. 15 laps to go in stage number 2. But here comes Jones! 3 wide to the inside, trying to take the lead away.
Eric Jones using everything in the DeWalt tool belt to get to the lead as they work through the corner. It's Jones and Custer wheel to wheel for the 2 spot. But here comes EJ looking for the lead around Happy Harvick.
Down the backstretch they go. Jones getting the help he needs from Ty Dillon. Those two are good friends. Working their way into turn 3. Jones trying to lead his first lap of the day. Harvick gets him at the line. Into turn 1. Jones now gets around. Harvick gets tied up in 1 and 2. Eric can clear up if he wants to. Maybe no. Not just yet. Harvick gets a run down the back straightaway. Jones still stuck on the bottom. 3 cars under a blanket battling for the lead. And +1. That's a lap down and Ty Dillon wanting to get on the lead lap as soon as possible.
He wants to so he can get to the lead lap cars and maybe be a factor in this one before it's all said and done. But they're within the final 10 here in stage number 2. It's Happy Harvick leading. Eric Jones second. Chris Buescher. Actually, Cole Custer make it to the 2 spot. Back in the 41.
Speaking of Chris Buescher, by the way, has fallen back to 6th position and lost some time to Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson. Brad Keselowski, though, trying to get a big run off of turn 4. He goes by Chris. Eric tries to go by Chris Buescher. Brad enters the battle. Now the battle for seconds on. Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones. Jones has a run inside for the lead.
Custer, the big move there, trying to go to the inside, outside. That is my bad. Jones sticking to the inside for now. He's going to want to try and get to the outside. This is going to be a very, very close battle here to the end of the stage. Oh, this next about 6 laps or so.
We're about to get to lap 200. We'll give you a full field rundown at the moment. Cole Custer in the lead. Kevin Harvick second. Eric Jones is third. 4th position, Jimmy Johnson. 5th, Denny Hamlin. 6th, Brad Keselowski. 7th, Eric Almirola. 8th, Alex Bowman. 9th, Chris Buescher. Teammate Ross Chastain's in 10th.
11th, Chase Elliott. 12th, Rowdy Busch. 13th, Matt DiBenedetto. 14th, Kurt Busch. 15th is Joey Logano. 16th is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. 17th, give it up for Seabell. In the 95, Ryan Blaney actually has that position now. 18th, Seabell. 19th is Ryan Preece. And 20th is the Liberty University 24 for William Byron.
Austin Dillon 21st. If we go back a little farther.
Larson! Larson, sorry there, Matt. Kyle Larson, an unscheduled pit stop in the 42 car. What do you think happened to him?
He pit for 4 tires under the caution, I thought. Because he
Interesting.
lost a lot of time.
Developing story with the 42, one of the better cars in the field. Now with a problem late in the going. A vibration, I believe, is being reported, has put him back to 27th at the moment.
I would imagine. Is he still on pit road?
He is, as we still have a good battle for the lead heating up. Man, this is a long stop for Kyle. Now he exits the track. You know what? This could be interesting if he exits pit road. I have a feeling that the leaders are going to come up to him. Watch this.
Yeah,
I don't think so now.
They're going to catch him pretty quick.
Eric Jones leading his first lap of the day. Kevin Harvick still in the battle, but don't look now. Here comes Hamlin and Johnson as they look to try to get up to third position. And now Larson's going to be a slower car. They are about to swallow him. I can't think of a pun for that at all. Custer, though, looking at the outside of Eric Jones, trying to take the race lead away. Good battle for third. Harvick having some trouble. Here comes Denny trying to deliver in the 11.
Kevin Harvick a little swirly that time. Caught the side draft from both Ty Dillon and Denny Hamlin. Majorly upsetting the Jimmy Johns number 4 for Kevin Harvick. So head down the back straightaway. Jimmy Johnson looking to the outside of Happy Harvick. Meanwhile, Cole Custer, Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin. 5-car battle for the lead, and they will start hounding the 42 of Kyle Larson with 5 to go here in stage 2.
And how did Alex Bowman get to 6th position? He's been quiet all day today. Almost got lapped. He's having a good run in the end of stage number 2, and they are up to the back bumper of the 42. And I'm going to go on around here. I don't know why Ganassi made those numbers orange. They should have stayed white on the sides. It's only good for orange if it's Halloween time. Am I getting an amen to that, Matt Tuck?
Yeah, I agree with that strange color combination there. We got Jones, we got Custer, and you got Hamlin, Harvick, Johnson, all under a blanket here. It's going to be interesting to see how are you going to pass Larson because, to our knowledge, he still has. I mean, he was up here, not only 50 laps ago, battling for the lead, now shuffled all the way back, about to be put a second lap down, I believe. It's going to be interesting to see how they attack him here.
Larson currently running in 33rd, 2 laps down. Cars out of the race. Garrett Smithley, and Martin Truex Jr. Custer trying to take the lead back from Eric Jones, and he does. 4 laps to go in stage number 2. Who will get the playoff point here? It's going to be close. If you're in the chat watching this, tell me who you think's going to win stage 2.
Eric Jones and Cole Custer wants it to be them, but a couple others to spoil the party, including Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, and 3-time champion of the Great American Race. That would be the 11 of Denny Hamlin, currently running in position number 5, trying to get his first in Atlanta.
Custer clears the 20 of Eric Jones. Back to the front he goes, but Jones up to the quarter panel. Drives it in deep in 1 and 2, keeps it line while Custer gets tight. Jimmy is looking for third, though, on Kevin Harvick.
So you got Jimmy trying to make a move here. Custer got himself clear of Jones, but Jones go right back to the inside. Going to be 2 laps to go. They come to the stripes. He was going to be able to get that extra playoff point here for the stage win.
Here's the word from race control. Once Timmy Hill crosses the line, the yellow will come out because they are catching Clint Boyer shortly. Nope, now we're hearing from race control that when Boyer crosses the line, the caution will come out. 2 laps to go, though, in stage 2. Eric Jones clears in front of Cole Custer to take the race lead away. Harvick up to 3rd, Jimmy's 4th, Denny Hamlin in 5th. They are going for stage 2 victories.
Single file formation as now Harvick tries to widen the racetrack out to the outside. Has the run here on the 41 of Cole Custer. Lap 209 on the counter, make it 210 right now, but it is still the 20 of Eric Jones. Here comes Happy Harvick. Can he get it late and spoil the party for Eric Jones?
He is up to 2nd. It's going to get good in the final laps of this one. And we're about to put the yellow out once Boyer crosses the start-finish line. And there it is for stage number 2. It's Eric Jones. Jones got Harvick by 3/100ths of a second. Caution flag is out. Let's give you the finish real quick. And let's rewind it for you. Harvick got there. Got oh so close to winning stage 2. But the Gibbs power pays off right there at the line. Now, Matt Tuck, the question is, do we see pit stops? And I think Jones just let Harvick by.
I would imagine. I would imagine you're gonna see him here. I mean, you've got to go. If you don't, you're gonna run into some interesting fuel mileage situations, which still could get interesting. It's 120 laps or so to the finish. So we'll see here, but looks like everybody's gonna come down here, and I would assume we're gonna be getting 4 tires and fuel throughout the field.
We'll watch the pole sitter Kevin Harvick. Here he has pit stall number 1. Most likely 4 tires and fuel for all of these Cup Series drivers. See Jimmy Johnson going on the right side first, so you know that means a 4 tire change for him. Harvick now in. Starts on the right side. The 4 tire change. Loves the car, especially at the end of stage number 2. How will it pay off here in the end? William Byron also coming in. Jones off the jack. Same with Jimmy Johnson. Same with Ty Dillon. This one is going to Kevin Harvick. Eric Jones second. Custer third. Johnson is fourth. For fifth, it's Hamlin. Sixth, Bowman. Almirola seventh. Logano eighth. Buescher ninth. Chase Elliott is 10th. Eric Jones winning stage number 2, but it's Kevin Harvick that will bring the field back to green in just a moment. I need a drink. Got a good race happening, gentlemen. Pops the bubbly.
The bubbly of Perrier.
Indeed, the official pole award sponsor of the NOFSRO, not really.
Exciting here in Atlanta. A couple weeks they should have been starting to tee off
At the Masters. But that's been
nearby,
postponed.
in nearby Augusta.
Unfortunately, that has been postponed.
Glad you are all tuning in via the stream here this afternoon.
Got 10 people watching now as we are about a lap away from beginning stage 3 under the green flag conditions. Just got over about 100 laps to go in this one, and it is heating up to be a very good show, just like we've always seen in Atlanta in the past.
And it's not over yet.
If we look at how many laps there are to go, we've got about 110. So, Matt Tuck, I think we've got a 2-stop race now to the end.
Now, can someone... Okay, good.
Harvick was just having a little bit of fun there with Clint Bowyer. Now, this is going to be interesting because Clint Boyer's the first car on the inside line who's a lap down. Remember all the damage he's got. Not going to help out Ty Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek and company on the inside line. So Kevin Harvick, Eric Jones, Cole Custer, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, your top 5 should be good on this restart here at the moment, unless Boyer decides to get all too drunk up.
Now I can see a big stack up about to emerge at that inside lane.
So we get ready for the restart here. Let's reset the field for you. Right now we're about to put a half a lap, lap 2:14 in the book, so it'll be 111 to go when we get to the green. Kevin Harvick in the race lead, Eric Jones in second, Cole Custer third, Jimmy Johnson fourth, Denny Hamlin fifth, Alex Bowman sixth, Eric Almirola seventh, Joey Logano eighth, Chris Buescher ninth, and Chase Elliott is 10th. Kyle Busch 11th, Brad Keselowski 12th, Ross Chastain 13th, Matt DiBenedetto 14th, Ricky Stenhouse 15th, Ryan Blaney 16th, Christopher Bell 17th, Kurt Busch 18th, 19th, William Byron 20th, Austin Dillon, and 21, Ryan Preece. Those are the only cars on the lead lap. Harvick brings the field back into the Geico restart zone, and we are back to green. He's gone. Look at the start he got. Eric Jones spun his tires into turn 1.
That is freaky fast for the Jimmy John's number 4 for Kevin Harvick as he will lead the parade off of turn number 2 and back. Down the long back straightaway. It is Harvick, Jones, Custer, Jimmy Johnson, and Denny Hamlin with Alex Bowman in tow.
Jimmy makes a move to the inside, trying to look for third on Cole Custer, the 7-time champ, trying to show the rookie what's up in the NASCAR Cup Series. Jones currently in second. Here comes Custer up top. They're nearly 3 wide in 1 and 2.
See, already the leaders are separated from that lap traffic a lot in part because Boyer held them up there. You got a lot of, be interested to see how long it takes these guys to get crunched back together. You got a lot of spacing amongst these leaders right now.
Custer looking outside, Johnson inside. That's for the runner-up spot at the moment of the line. It is Kevin Harvick continuing to lead the way. Where's Brad Keselowski, by the way? Back in the 11th spot. He had a dominant car earlier in stages 1 and 2. There you see him. Just, oh, trouble. We had a crash. Oh, Larson and Stenhouse. No yellow, though. Yeah, what the hell? Why not? Caution out.
And now NASCAR remembers which button to press. As the yellow lights come on.
Something happening with the 42 car. Now, the reason why the yellow didn't come out for Truex was because he brought his car back to pit road, I believe. But the yellow flag is out once again for a crash on the back straightaway involving Kyle Larson and Ricky Stenhouse. Larson has just said he's done for the day. Let's look at a replay real quick and see what brought that yellow flag out. We saw the smoke, but they stayed green. This is why. Let's take it off of turn 2. Boyer slowing down the pack, and Stenhouse just gets into Larson. Big hit head-on inside wall. Larson makes a nice save, though, but a lot of damage, in the words of Phil Swift. Give you another shot in real time. I think the turn 2 angle here, the speed shot, give us a nice shot here.
Ooh. Was that Boyer?
That was Boyer, yes. Did you see him get loose?
I was going to say, Boyer either got loose or got jacked up by Matt Benedetto, which caused that whole thing.
Nope, Larson got into Boyer. That's the aerial shot, and then Larson just gets turned from Stenhouse, and they take big shots. But the yellow... Go ahead.
Did find out from the Larson crew the reason for the longer pit stop there towards the end of stage 2. Had to change out the battery on the Larson 42.
Tough break for them indeed. And now let's take a look and see if we did have pit stops again. Remember, the yellow came out a lap later. It took a while for NASCAR to decide, but there was just too much to... Oh, whoa, what's that?
Whoa. Alex Bowman got dumped by Eric Almirola.
Hold on.
What the hell just happened here?
Oh.
I think
that's Bowman.
Bowman tried to get in line, and Eric just finished him off because Bowman's spotter did not say clear.
Bowman doesn't look like he has too much damage, but that right side is pounded.
Look at the rear end. Look at the rear end.
Ooh, that
costly mistake on the 88 crew. Everyone else stays out.
That is a race-winning change for Alex Bowman because he was coming in a hurry.
And I'm hearing an award come from the NASCAR trailer driver, crew chief, and spotter and owner of the 88 to the hauler post-race. Because they do not like to see yellows under caution. But the second yellow for a crash today. Kevin Harvick, currently the race leader in the 4 car. Now that got interesting big time.
That just changed almost the whole dynamic of the race with about 105 to go.
Yeah. Still a two-stop race.
Who takes the dip down pit road first just to top off? I wouldn't necessarily change tires,
Well,
but who wants to keep track
no one
position?
came in. No one came in because I fast-forwarded through it. They all stayed out. Meanwhile, while we wait, let's take a look at the Stephen A. Smith regions. Let's go with that third region.
So this leaves us with how many laps to go?
When we come to green, I think 104. Alright, Group 3 in the first seed is the ring #1 clip of the decade we decide on in December. Number 2 seed is saying that's pretty much trademarked by Stephen A.
We all know Stan. He was on crack. It's supposed to be the 1 seed overall.
Alright, number 3 seed. Four seed. 5 seed. 6 seed. 'Alright. Lights are off the pace car. We are about to go back to green. Kyle Larson has joined the two drivers of Garrett Smithley and company in the garage. Uh-oh. My mistake. Yeah, why not? Let's just go back to green right now. I think that's...
Hold
my
on.
bad, gentlemen. I forgot about that. Kevin Harvick brings the field back to the green flag, and we are back underway.
Back up through the gears. It's Harvick still leading, but the lap traffic getting their spots back with Ty Dillon.
Nemechek forces a 3-wide situation, but remember the leaders are committed onto the top side of the track. And Kevin Harvick gets a big run in turns 3 and 4. They all stay in their same positions. No one makes a move, but Harvick still has the top spot.
Yeah, Harvick definitely asserting himself in pole sitter as the fastest car here in the later going to this race. Now that Keselowski, Busch, Larson, those guys have fallen off just a touch here. And obviously Larson being out of the race now, it just definitely it's opened the door for Harvick to reassert himself over this field here.
Ty Dillon trying to get back on the lead lap. Nothing working just yet for the driver of the 13. The top two, the teammates. Harvick and Custer pushing each other big time. Harvick goes low. Custer goes up top. This could be for the lead, and it's not just yet. Harvick a good run off of turn number 2.
Good run there for Happy Harvick to block the momentum of Custer. Here comes Eric Almirola. He's going to try to change the game a little bit, going 3 wide. But they'll bring Jimmy Johnson to the outside. So does the 20 of Eric Jones as Almirola going the wrong way here on the one-way straight.
You got to be on the high side in 3 and 4. But now here's Custer on the top side. Trying to get by Kevin Harvick for the lead. Does he get the momentum off of 1 and 2? He is there. Harvick and Custer side by side down the back.
It is Custer and Happy Harvick. duking it out here in Atlanta for the Fields of Honor QuikTrip 500, and it's Cole Custer will reassume command as they're back into one.
Jimmy Johnson looking for a second on Kevin Harvick. Then you got the Gibbs teammates working together. Eric Jones and Denny Hamlin currently rounding out the top 5 down the back. They're still side by side for the lead. Custer on top. Harvick on the bottom. Jimmy decides to go down low. Now does this open the door for Eric Jones and Denny Hamlin?
Will it? We'll find out soon enough as Almirola back down to the wine cellar. Right on the inside line, trying to get it as they head back into turns number 1 and 2. It is the 41 of Cole Custer, the 4 of Harvick, the 20 of Jones, and the 48 of Johnson. All right there as they're swarming down the back straightaway.
Entering turn number 3. Custer a good run on top. Same with Eric Jones. Who's going to get the lead off of for turn 4 and get it at the stripe? I think they got Custer. Scoring? No, Harvick under 5 1,000ths of a second. It's getting pretty tight, friends.
Less than 100 to go here in Atlanta as Kevin Harvick will reassume command. Here in this one is Custer in second. Eric Jones swirly in the middle of 3 and 4. He's got Jimmy Johnson behind him, and here comes Denny Hamlin.
Up to third goes the driver of the 11 now, trying to challenge Custer for second. Hamlin's been quiet all day today. Almirola, a good run on the bottom. Stewart Haas, 1, 2, 3 at the moment. And here comes the hometown kid of Chase Elliott. Trying to break into the top 5 for the first time today. And Steven, man, I think he has.
Will the siren go off at the Dawsonville
Pool
Hall? We
Logano.
find out soon enough
4
as
wide.
Logano tried to make it 4 wide, and it is 4 wide going into 1.
Goodness, that's tight. Matt, take it.
This is we saw yesterday in the Xfinity race. This is bad things happen when you do this for too long. Oh, this is not going to end well.
Denny Hamlin looking for second in the words of Matt Tuck. This is not going to end well. It may not. They are remaining 4 wide off of turn 4. And are they going to wreck here just yet? Not yet. This is getting insane, friends. Oh, Eric Jones getting a little bit squirrely. Into 1 and 2. Remaining 4 wide. Logano almost up in the wall. Here comes Denny off of turn 2 trying to take the lead away.
Denny Hamlin down the back straight away. He might have cleared him by a front bumper. Going into 3, but it's still Harvick holding down the 4 as they come off of turn number 4. They're heading back to the line, and here comes Logano.
What a run, Joey Logano. We're 3 by 3 by 3 for the top spot going into turn number 1. Harvick's got the edge for right now with help from teammate Eric Almirola. You got 2 teammates down low, 2 teammates in the middle, and Hamlin and Jones, but 2 Mustangs up top in Logano and Custer. Oh, we may go 4 wide again. We are 4 wide again, Matt.
Man, this is. I wouldn't want to be 4 wide.
Oh! Keselowski banging doors. Chase backs off. Good call there by the 9.
Matt, that's the safe assumption as to why you don't want to be 4 wide with the way Keselowski was beating and banging there in the middle groove.
Yeah, and we saw yesterday the Xfinity race. It just took, one 4 wide move, shuffled somebody down out into the grass, and the next thing you know, all of the leaders were taken out of the race. So, I mean, you have to be careful with that. I mean, even though this isn't the whole field right here, if somebody goes 4 wide and wrecks, it will be a big wreck.
Logano trying to use the high side to his momentum. Harvick cuts up top. Got a nice push from Eric Almirola. Almirola looking for second on the 22 of Logano into turn 3.
Marty, you were wondering where Keselowski was? Here comes Brad trying to fight back, making it 3 wide with Chase Elliott in a lap car of Ty Dillon, but falling off the pace just a little bit to get back in line behind the 20 of Eric Jones, but they're still chasing down Kevin Harvick.
Almirola trying everything he can to go for second. Nothing working just yet. Harvick, Logano, and Hamlin, the first 3 on the top side working together, but Almirola looking for the lead, trying to bring home the bacon.
Eric Almirola trying to get the Smithfield Ford back to victory lane. He has not done that since Talladega in 2018 as he tried to get back to victory lane.
Denny Hamlin gets a little bit tight up in 1 and 2, opens the door for Custer and Jones. We're 3 wide for the 4th position at the moment. Almirola losing some time. Logano gets the edge as they go into turn 3. Oh, what a run he's got! Joey Logano back out front at Atlanta Motor Speedway, under 90 laps to go. At the 1.54 mile quad oval, Logano and Hamlin side by side for the race lead. These two were in a fight back in the previous decade in 2010 at Pocono. Right now, they're not worried about that. They're worried about trying to win this race in stage 3.
Pretty sure Joey's now thinking, yeah, Delana still doesn't wear the fire suit in the family. So they bring it back to the line. The Team Penske 12 deuce for Joey Logano is your race leader. Happy Harvick second, 3 wide for third, Matt, with Denny Hamlin still fighting it on the outside.
So something to worth note here. They last pit around would be 211.
I think maybe they stayed. Last caution was on around lap 211. I think they stayed out on that last run of the last caution though.
So you had the last stage caution is when they all pit.
Yeah, 205 I think it was. So
No, it was 210.
Yeah, 210. So
So
right now
figure
we're about
211.
halfway.
So some interesting math here. If we figure 55 laps for a run, right? Give or take?
Yeah.
So 55 laps for a run puts next pit stop in about 25 laps, about 266 that time frame.
Yeah,
If you do the math from there, that's where this gets absolutely interesting. 55 laps from lap 266 puts you at lap 321. Out of lap 320, are we 325 today?
Yes.
I mean, this could get, that could get dicey.
Absolutely. Logano and Harvick, though, still battling out for the race lead. Hamlin just behind the 22. Almirola behind his teammate, Kevin Harvick. Good battling going on in the final laps of stage 3. Just under 85 laps to go. We're actually at 85 laps to go. Harvick's got the run on the inside. Logano led the lap, though, that time by at the line. We've got lap traffic ahead. The first one, it's Boyer in the 14, followed by Stenhouse in the 47. 2 drivers with damage, and this is going to split the pack up big time.
This will split them, but we'll see exactly how the leaders will play out lap traffic because each leader has figured out a different way to get around the back markers. We'll see what Harvick and Logano do as they work it off of turn number 2. Hamlin, Almirola still battling there. Ty Dillon, a lap car, slowing down the progression of Eric Jones. And here comes Cole Custer and 7-time Jimmy Johnson.
Also in the pack as well, Logano with the higher line trying to take the lead. Look at the run Denny Hamlin has, trying to look for third. Ty Dillon trying to get his lap back in the 13 machine. At the stripe there, it's Kevin Harvick. How do they deal with Boyer? Logano slowed down. Here comes Hamlin. He won second.
Harvick knew exactly what Boyer was going to do. Boyer was going to stick to the outside, so Harvick went bonsai to the bottom, and he will clear both the lap cars, and here comes Denny Hamlin.
Up to second again. He's been quiet all day, Denny Hamlin. I don't think he's even let a lap yet in this race, and he's trying to do so right now. Eric Almirola by. He's back into the 3rd position. Look at how much Logano and Custer got slowed down. They could lose some time to even Kyle Busch and maybe Chase Elliott and Chris Buescher.
Would not be surprised if Joey Logano starts laying the lumber to the 14 of Clinton Boyer. Would not be surprised one bit if the caution comes out for if anything were to escalate.
3 wide for the lead. Here comes Almirola on the bottom. Hamlin up to the door on Harvick. At the line there, it is the closer, Kevin himself. Into turn 1, Almirola. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I was just barely over here. Almirola beat. It would be interesting to see the 10 car end up in victory lane after wrecking multiple people today. I will just say that.
Look who else is coming up to the front. It's the 2 car, Brad Keselowski. He is looking for 4th on Eric Jones, trying to push Ty Dillon as well to get him back on the lead lap. Hamlin looks down low for the race lead. 80 to go.
80 laps to go in the FedEx Express of Denny Hamlin, looking for the lead off corner number 2 here in Atlanta. They're down the back straightaway. It's still Kevin Harvick with Hamlin chasing him down. Almirola in 3rd. Eric Jones is working with Ty Dillon. Will try to clear to get to 4th, and then he'll have a shot at the top 3. And here comes Jimmy 3 wide with Custer and Keselowski.
Custer and Busch both have a good run on the top side, trying to enter the battle once again and bring the pack back together. Look at how much Logano lost in time. He's fallen back to 9th on the heels of Chase Elliott. Or well, Chase Elliott on his heels, excuse me. Back up front though. Top 4 at the moment, single file. Almirola looking top side for a second on Hamlin. Denny tries to shut the door, and we're 4 wide in that back of the pack. Dillon, Custer, Ken, and Kyle Busch. Kyle backs out of it.
Kyle backed out of it. Keselowski backed out of it. Jimmy Johnson backed out of it. Because that could have been an absolute complete disaster. And they're going to do it again down the back straightaway, 3 wide.
All this happening, though, behind the leaders. Eric Almirola tries topside once again on Denny Hamlin. He's been strong on the high side. Denny shuts the door once again. Custer, though, looks for 4th on Eric Jones with Kyle Busch coming in close.
Slight contact momentarily. A couple laps go there with Custer and Jimmy Johnson, but they both straighten out and race on, with Custer trying to get around the 20 of Eric Jones to keep position number 4.
You know, I just thought of something. Where's Kurt Busch at the moment? Kyle's brother. Back in 13th. DeBenedetto in 14th. They were front runners earlier on in the race. Same with Blaney. And lost a lot of time, though, earlier on. The teammates trying to work together. Custer tries to go with the middle and thread the needle. 3 wide. Hamlin losing a lot of time in 1 and 2. And sorry, Steve. Watch Eric off of the corner here. He's got a good run down the backstretch. Eric Almirola takes the Smithfield Ford to the top spot.
Eric Almirola to the lead. Stuart Hoskar still 3 out of the top 4. Keselowski to the outside. Denny Hamlin 3 wide for 2nd. Cole Custer pushing teammate Eric Almirola to P1.
Here comes Brad Keselowski as well in the 2. Working the high side. He's led the most laps today. Quiet in stage 3 so far, but back in the battle for the race lead at the moment. Custer now goes to the point on the high side with help from Brad.
See, Keselowski, he got shuffled back. Might even been before the stage 2 end. I don't remember exactly what, but him making a strong comeback here. Custer, you gotta give credit to him too. Didn't have a good car in the first stage. Played the luck a little bit right when John Hunter Nemechek slowed the field up on a restart after a crash. And his since, I mean, he's been up front ever since. You gotta give him credit there.
You got 3 Stuart Haas cars in this battle. You got 3 Gibbs cars in the battle. You've got a Penske car and a Hendrick car all in this lead pack. Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott have fallen out of the pack as well. At the line here, it's a close one, but that one went to Cole Custer by 100th of a second.
Almirola down low, being pushed now by Kevin Harvick, looking for the lead. Off turn number 2, the Smithfield Ford back to P1. Custer back on the outside. Harvick making it 3 wide. Tony Stewart's thinking, oh my dear Lord, what the hell are you guys doing? All 3 of my race cars still in the race, fighting for the lead at the same time in Atlanta.
Almirola leads them at the line. Harvick goes to 2nd. Custer back in 3rd. This is an amazing scene to watch. If you're a Stuart Haas fan, take a picture of this right now. You may not see this for the rest of the race.
You might not see it because these cars would be about as good as they're ever going to look right now, going 3 wide for the lead. Here in Atlanta, it is Custer, Almirola, and Harvick working in off the turn with Hamlin and Keselowski and Kyle Busch. They're still 3 wide and Custer back to the lead.
Busch, Hamlin, and Kyle Busch are having a battle royale of their own. We got lap traffic coming soon. That's Brendan Poole in the 15 car, currently running in the 33rd spot. 3 laps down. Harvick clears up in front of the 41. Top 3, single file, the Stewart-Haas boys. Keselowski makes a run. Eric shuts the door on him there. Interesting situation there for just a moment. 70 laps to go with the line here at Atlanta.
So how far out Poole is? So the leaders are in 2. Where's Poole? Oh, yeah, they're going to catch him here before they get to pit stops, probably the next lap and a half. Be interested to see if that splits them up. Poole hasn't been too slow today, but it'll be interesting to see if this splits them up more from where they already are.
Denny Hamlin looking for second on Cole Custer. Only man working with him is Jimmy Johnson. The high side gets more momentum. Harvick back out in front once again. The rookie behind, and Eric's in 3rd spot, Steve.
Keselowski, Jimmy, Denny, all right there. Chase about a little over a second behind the lead pack of 8. They're down the back straightaway. Harvick still leading the parade off of corner number 4. They'll head to the line. They will see the lap traffic there with the 15 momentarily, but will they see him before they come down pit road?
Here's your onboard with Eric Almirola. You can see the distance between leader Harvick and lap car Brendan Poole. Good run for Custer inside, trying to take 2nd spot. He's got the help from Denny and Jimmy going down the back straightaway. Side by side for the runner-up position. Jimmy now looks 3 wide. Hamlin in the middle and Keselowski up top.
What a run for Jimmy Johnson down on the inside, but right now just got freight trained to the outside by Custer, Denny, and here comes Rowdy Busch.
On the outside, working with teammate Denny Hamlin. Eric Jones now is bowed out of the pack for a few moments. Working their way into turn 3. Harvick and Almirola will work with Custer. He got a little bit tight though. Custer looks for second. He may be looking for the lead in just a moment. Working on lap 260, 50 laps into stage number 3. And Matt, we should be seeing these guys probably about 5 to 10 laps.
I'd imagine. I mean, we're at 260. There's been last 211, so figure 10 laps tops. It's going to make this interesting when you hit your pit. If you go too early here, you have no chance to make it to the end. But if you hit it, right in that window, it's like it's going to be, this is going to be a very interesting race to the end of the finish.
Harvick's got about a car length or 2 lead over Eric Almirola at the moment. Keselowski has made his way back up to 3rd, has not led a lap yet in stage number 3, but is trying everything he can to get his car back up to the front. Could this race possibly, in the end, if we do have the green flag pit stops, could it come down to Brad Keselowski and Kevin Harvick? Harvick's led the 2nd most laps of the race today, I believe. Larson's led the 3rd most. Harvick shuts the door on Keselowski. He's made his way up to 2nd, looking for the lead on Kevin.
Brad wants that lead back. It's probably been about 60 or 70 laps since he's really been back up front in contention. And he definitely wants to get that lap back here as soon as he can.
And he is looking to the outside of Eric Almirola to split up the Stewart-Haas 1-2 connection. As they come down to the line, Jimmy Johnson, they're 3 wide with Custer and Kyle Busch. Kyle going side by side with teammate Denny Hamlin. Harvick still leads it back into 1.
Almirola trying to look inside on Kevin Harvick. Where is Brendan Poole? That's the main question. As they're trying to get to the 7-car pack, trying to get up to Brendan Poole, but I think they may be waiting back a little bit because of the pit stops. They don't want to get up to Brendan Poole and risk their cars and damage them. Whoa, what a run, Eric, topside! He's got it! Almirola, the new leader, had a huge run on Kevin Harvick and went to the point.
When you have the run, you gotta go, and you gotta go now. And Eric Almirola had the runs with the Smithfield Ford back to the lead. But Harvick back to the inside. They'll go wheel to wheel entering turn 3.
Some of you guys were wondering where Ryan Blaney is. He's fallen his way back to the 15th spot. We would focus on him, but this battle for the lead is heating up. Kevin Harvick down. Oh, hang on, Denny Hamlin.
Oh,
What a save he made. Jimmy got into the back of him. That got close.
That got really close, and if we get the moment during pit road, we might just want to take a look to see what exactly happened to the 11 of Denny Hamlin to get him all kinds of sideways. As they work it back with the leader, Kevin Harvick, still leading pit roads, opening momentarily. Who's going to be the first ones to bite?
No one just yet. Almirola up to second. Keselowski still in third. Here comes Kyle Busch in the 18. Hasn't led in a while either, and wants to get those M&Ms out to the front. Out of turn. I think Brennan Poole, by the way, has put a gap on the leaders at the moment. They haven't even really been catching him that much. If you go on the onboard from Almirola, look at that.
I was going to say, he's gapping quite a bit. I wonder if Harvick did slow the pace of the field down just a little bit, just to avoid any confrontation with lap cars before green flag pit stops.
Well, you'll see here. We're at 267 as the laps continue to clock off. The more laps they clock off now means the safer they're going to be finishing this race to the green on just this last stop.
Almirola trying the inside on Kevin Harvick, looking for the race lead, not working out just yet. Few laps away from the pit window. 267 goes up on the boards. This has now been a 400-mile race, 100 to go. Harvick, the leader at the moment. Kyle looking for second on Eric Almirola on the high side. He's got teammate Hamlin behind him.
Harvick will block the run from Rowdy down the back straightaway. They work into turns number 3 and 4. Rowdy Busch having the Rowdy energy drink, working his way to position number 2, but in jeopardy of losing it back to Eric Almirola as he's looking for the lead.
Harvick shuts the door on him. That got pretty close for a moment when we saw it from our vantage point. Harvick trying to block 2 lanes, one his teammate, and one of his arch rivals for the championship ever since 2017. Harvick still in the lead. Busch looks for second on Almirola. Entering the turn here, Harvick still got the top side. Does Kyle Busch go into favor in this as well? Let's look here. It's close. Almirola led there over Busch. And now there's Brendan Poole, bottom of your screen. Harvick has increased the gap. Or is it because of the traffic ahead? Daniel Suarez and Timmy Hill. Interesting situation there as they work their way down in the backstretch. Kyle Busch looks for second over Eric Almirola. Eric slows down just a little bit. I think he may be coming in, and he is. First one to come in, Almirola. Now let's rewind what happened with Denny Hamlin back on lap 265.
Ooh, so he just nipped the grass there. Ooh.
Jimmy started a little bit, just clipped the left rear corner panel of the FedEx 11 to get Denny all kinds of sideways there.
They kept them back on going, though. Now we're back to the live screens. Hamlin just exiting pit road. Kevin Harvick was in the race lead. Custer comes in. Harvick working his way by lap traffic as well. Just got by Clint Bowyer in the 14. Same with Daniel Suarez. And this is risky for Kevin Harvick, but I kind of like this strategy of the fresher tires. We saw it earlier on in stage 1, the caution-free stage 1, I should add as well. Kind of saw the similarities to stage 3 in the Xfinity Series race last night. Fresher tires almost won, but unfortunately could not get the end of it. And there goes Harvick, goes down to the apron, and he's making his way down into pit road. Who will have the lead in a moment?
See, I like him staying out not long. Just enough to where he can dip himself inside the fuel window. He's going to be at 51 to go, 50 to go. Once he fills up, I would imagine, that does that. I would imagine he should be good to go here from 51 to go. So getting those extra 2-3 laps in the long run, I don't think that's going to hurt him as much as, say, a Nat Hemrick last night staying out far too long.
Matt, you're right. This is likely the final stop of the race for Kevin Harvick. Remember the window, about 55 to 60 laps. But if a caution comes out, these guys will make it. For green flag runs, though, could be pretty close. We'll just have to wait and find out. Harvick exits the pits. Now, who will this resume? Will he keep the lead, or who will the lead go to? Hamlin goes by in the 11. Almirola is the new leader. Almirola the lead. Denny Hamlin now second by himself. Jimmy third. Kyle Busch fourth. Chris Buescher's up to the top 5 and 5th. Brad Keselowski back to 6th. Harvick now 7th. Got in a close moment with Joey Logano and Eric Jones. And Cole Custer as well. Kurt Busch, I think, is outside of the top 10. We'll confirm with scoring in just a moment. Close call between Ty Dillon and Eric Jones as they're having a good battle.
So is this cycled around Almirola being the leader?
Yes, Almirola, the race leader. He's got about a 3-second gap over Denny Hamlin at the moment.
Interesting. So we saw yesterday. We saw, I think, Herbst on the final run. He opened the final run. He got about 2.5 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
And then I believe, or it might have been the other way around. Might have been Clemens. My bad.
And Eric, by the way, opened up the final run, if I recall correctly.
Yes. I know he's got the lead now, but knowing he'll still have to navigate through traffic, I would expect Denny to probably close that gap down within 10 to 15 laps. The question then becomes, who else closes the gap down, and how quickly?
Keep things going.
We'll work it here. Lap 278. Work it here on the counter. It is the 10 of Eric Almirola leading Denny Hamlin by just about 2.2 seconds. Jimmy, another 2 seconds back of Denny as we keep the eyes on Brad Keselowski trying to reel in the 18 of Kyle Busch with Jimmy right in front of him, Matt, as they're coming back to the line. Kyle Busch to the inside of Jimmy Johnson for position number 3 as the leader's been caught. Eric Almirola's been caught by Denny Hamlin as they work through the corner. We keep the eyes on it with Almirola and Hamlin battling for the lead here in the late stages in Atlanta.
Fresher tires better than the Warner tires. Remember, Hamlin made the later stop than Eric Almirola, and the new leader, Denny Hamlin. Eric led in the line by 100th of a second. The low line's going to stick there as they work their way up to Brendan Poole once again. Denny just can't clear Eric just yet. Eric gets the draft on the high side, entering turn 3.
They work it around. Ooh, Brendan Poole slid up right in front of Eric Almirola. And that was slow Almirola's progress down. That's clear sailing now for Denny Hamlin.
Now, how does this work out in the favor of Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski running 3rd and 4th? Eric almost turned Brendan Poole, but Brendan just moves. I think he put up the bump and run to him. The chrome horn there on Brendan Poole. And now Kyle and Brad try to work their way, but they're battling for 5th, while Denny is trying to pull away, trying to go for his 2nd win of the season.
Trying to get his 2nd win of the year is the 11 of Denny Hamlin, who's increased the lead over Eric Almirola. It's 1.3 seconds. Kyle Busch in 3rd. 4th, Keselowski. Then 5th is the 17 of Chris Buescher. Quiet top 5 for the driver of the Fastenal Ford from Roush Fenway.
Good job by him so far today. Kyle and Brad are trying to get up to Eric Almirola, looking for 2nd. Denny's increased the gap, though, to almost 1.5 seconds at the stripe. He is pulling away from Eric Almirola at the moment. Eric brought the gap down, though, that time to 1.11. Eric's
gained about a 1/10 of a second a lap, but right now Eric Almirola being held up by the 53 of Joey Gase, so that may be an issue here, and that will bring Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski into the battle for the 2 spot.
And they've got a much faster car right now, maybe a faster car than Denny Hamlin at the moment. They're going to work with Joey Gase, though. Kyle goes topside. Eric should go by the 53 car with no issues whatsoever. 5 more cars are now done. I should say 5 cars done. 2 more have taken their cars to the garage. Derek Hamill and Quinn Health have called it a day. Or excuse me, Corey LaJoie and Quinn Health. Sorry, Derek. I know he's a big Corey LaJoie fan. I'm so used to saying New River Cup Series names. Kyle and Brad still having issues getting by the 53. Now they work their way on Clint Boyer, and Clint almost turned Eric. Interesting situation going on there. I think Boyer will let the 18 and the 2 car go by without an issue down the back. Good battle happening for a top 5 spot. Joey Logano looking to get by Chris Buescher.
Here comes Logano to the inside of Chris Buescher. Working down back to the stripe. Put another one on the counter. 40 laps to go. Here in Atlanta, and they're chasing down Denny Hamlin, leading the field by a second over Almirola, Baby Busch, and Brad Keselowski. 3 cars under a blanket, battling for the runner-up spot. Now Hamlin goes by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Keselowski trying everything to get by Kyle Almirola, way tight up in 3 and 4 as he tries to get by Sorensen. Hang on, Kyle Busch, he made some contact with Eric. Slight contact, but they race on. Almirola and Kyle Busch for position number 3. Keselowski now in second. Can he chase down leader Denny Hamlin, who's clear sailing right now? It's 9/10 of a second between first and second. We'll see what the gap is when they hit the line this time. Brad, no issues getting by Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Same with Kyle Busch. And the same goes to Eric Almirola. Logano as well made his way to 5th. Buescher back 6th. Johnson 7th. Good battle for 8th. Even though that was not a battle for 8th, I thought it was Custer for a moment. But anyway, Kyle and Brad working together to try to get up to Joey Logano. Logano inside on Brad for the runner-up spot. Trying to make it a 1-2 Toyota battle right now. Who would have thought this? Kyle Busch working with Brad Keselowski to chase down Denny Hamlin and a run for BK. Looking for the lead here on the home stretch. Back into turn number 1. Keselowski, power move to Penske to back to the lead. Brad Keselowski trying to defend his Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500 trophy like he did last year. Like he won last year in 2019. Hamlin back to second. Now Kyle's in third. It's a strategy here for the Toyotas, Matt Tuck.
I mean, it could be part saving some for the later run, or for the later in the run when you get down to 15, inside 15 to go. But it could also, at the end of the day, I mean, we've talked about it all day, Keselowski has had the fastest car all day here. So we will see. I would lean more towards it's just Keselowski being very fast, but it's also not over either. I mean, both of these Toyotas, they've come alive late.
Kyle gets by Hamlin, takes the runner-up spot away. 3 cars battling there. Now you've got Logano approaching Almirola for the 4th spot. No, there may have been some contact there. Logano almost turned Eric around. That could have been critical for all parties. Definitely could have set the scene for something much worse than what it was, other than just the tap to the tuchus as they head down the back straightaway. Logano to the outside of Eric Almirola. He will take position number 4 away from the Smithfield Ford as they work in off of turn number 4. Back to the line. We put another one on the counter, and the top 5 are all right there and all within less than a second. Look at the 3-car battle for 6 as well. Chris Buescher, Jimmy Johnson, and Kevin Harvick. Harvick looking inside. Could go for the double overtake here down the back. But the battle for the lead is heating up. Kyle and Denny are back up to Brad in 3. And off of 4, Kevin Harvick coming in. The closer's coming, but Rowdy wants the lead. Rowdy Busch to the inside of Brad Keselowski as they head down into turn number 1. They got a slow car upcoming. Ryan Preece will be a sitting duck for the leaders. We'll figure out which way they'll get around the 3-time Whelen Modified Tour champ from Berlin, Connecticut. Busch can't get the low line to work in 1 and 2. All in favor of Brad Keselowski, especially now in 3 and 4. Ryan Preece currently stands in 20th spot. Last car on the lead lap. And now here comes Joey Logano. He's looking for 3rd on arch rival Denny Hamlin into turn 1. Former teammates turned frenemies. Into 1 and 2. Logano goes up to 3rd. And now trying to help his Penske teammate out. The 2-time winner this season. Trying to go back to back. Logano for position number 3. And Joey's not done yet. He set his sights on the M&M's Toyota
for Kyle Busch, and he wants to settle it amongst his teammates. We go on board. The Pennzoil on board with the 22 of Logano.
Busch slowed down big time by the 37 of Priest, and now it's a Penske 1-2 battle right now. For those of you running where Ryan Blaney is, he is currently in 17th. And Logano gets by Priest, and now the Penske cars are going to battle it out. Kyle Busch commits up high, trying to get by Ryan Priest. Another car ahead. That is the 52 of J.J. Yaley. 30 to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Keselowski in the lead, Logano in second. Two teammates battling for the top spot, and two teammates battling for third. You could say two teammates battling for fifth as well. Penske, Joe Gibbs, Stuart Haas.
Gee, three of the big four all together battling for the win here in Atlanta. But Kevin Harvick still on those fresher tires than anybody else. Matt Tuck, question is, does Harvick have enough time to get there?
Well, the question is, he's only a second and a half out when you have under 30 to go. He doesn't have to rush to the front. It's not like, he's crunched on time. He's got a second and a half to make up, just under 30 to do it. He definitely has more than enough time.
And Matt, look at how much Brendan Poole slowed down 2 through 4. They are going to be angry. Brad Keselowski has pulled away.
And you have the draft, which Keselowski isn't going to have, but you can't have those kind of gaps happen again, because it's going to, with how fast that 2 car is, you'll get that 1 lap car. You just can't get around, and then he's gone.
Harvick enters the battle, almost the same with Almirola. Jimmy gets by Chris Buescher. Here comes Eric Jones as he looks for the 8th position. Reed Sorensen working with him. Priest also in the battle as well. And now here's Keselowski trying to get by J.J. Yaley. No issue for the discount tire Ford Mustang. Brad Keselowski gets by. Gap now 2/3 of a second lead over Joey Logano. But Kyle Busch is trying to take that runner-up spot away.
And it looks like Rowdy will have the spot for now, but Joey back on the outside. Can't quite clear him. They're into turn number 3. J.J. Yaley sitting in front will decide the battle for the 2 spot. Keselowski back in clean racetrack in front of him. 299 on the counter. Just change it to lap 300. When they get back to the line, it's 25 to go.
A lot of momentum by Joey Logano off of 3 and 4. Then used the draft off of J.J. Yaley. Got by him perfectly. And now he's got his eyes set on teammate Brad Keselowski. Logano inside. Keselowski commits to the top side. 3 wide for third. Here comes Harvick.
The closer is coming.
Good battle going on there. Hamlin slowed down by the 52 of Yaley. 5 cars put them all under a blanket. You've got 2 members of the Big 3, 3 members of the Championship 4 from last season. Kyle commits topside. Harvick goes to the bottom. Battling for second spot. There's more traffic ahead. It's Austin Dillon in the 3 with some front end damage. I don't know how he got that. Probably from pit stops. And they're coming up to him big. Whoa! Keselowski! He's going around!
Wow! Caution lights are on.
Oh,
Ryan Priest.
Oh,
Eric
no.
Almirola,
Oh, no.
Jimmy, Eric
No.
Jones. Ryan Priest just
Oh,
got
no.
turned.
Oh,
and
no.
Brad's up and
Oh,
over.
Oh, no.
I got no words. What just happened?
Oh, that was
A lot of
very
cars.
good.
Why?
And that changes everything.
That changes everything.
Wow.
That just took out half the field.
There's your big one. You all saw it coming. And I think we got 3 cars that have a chance to win now. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch.
We'll have to wait for some of that mid-pack to sort back up, but that was... Kyle Busch was in that crash, was he not? I'm not sure he got any damage.
I don't know. I don't think he was. Big wreck on the front straightaway. Let's have fun breaking this down.
Definitely going to see quite a few onboards. One of them more than likely will be the 22 of Logano.
Yes, we need to see the 22 and the 2 where this all started. So they were getting very aggressive.
Let's go from the aerial shot here. Going into turn 3, teammate Logano, does he just get into Keselowski? Just raced him too hard, and you know there's going to be a yeah.
Just got him. Just enough to hook.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
There's Harvick gets into Logano. Kyle Busch, yeah, he got a piece of that as well. Harvick and Hamlin get away clean. Who gets away clean as well? Here comes Priest and Keselowski. Almirola nowhere to go.
No.
Jimmy Johnson nowhere to
Nope.
go. There's Jones nowhere to go. The track is pretty much blocked from here on out.
Chris Buescher wrecked his own car.
And
Chase
Chase,
Elliott with the final shot.
Chastain might have got by. Kurt Busch might.
and then look at the blocked track here. All these drivers just trying to scramble around
stop?
and miss it. And I think
So
watch Suarez here just ram Stenhouse. Classic Daniel Suarez.
Oh, Seabell in it. William Byron in it.
nope.
Half the field.
Boyer.
I have no words.
You guys said it best yesterday. That is a very expensive parking lot, and Dale Jr. is going to get a lot of cars now in the junkyard for that one.
Man, Logano took a hard shot, as you see in real time. Then when Keselowski came down, this just blocks the track up. Imagine if that was the final lap to the end, though. Keselowski barrel rolling down the front straightaway. I don't know if we should focus on onboards right now. What lap are we on right now? We're on 304, so we got to get ready to go back to green.
We got to figure out, too. Did anybody pit?
No one pitted. Did we just lose the entire field?
Do we have
lost
who
the
do
whole
we have
entire
left?
field. We got
Who
9
do we
cars
have
on the
left?
racetrack.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we got more than 9. There's more than 9 in that picture, but as far as actual lead lap cars,
We'll have to figure everything out once Jones gets down low, because a lot of cars done after that. We'll tell you who's done now. Stenhouse done. Gase, Suarez, Sorensen, McDowell, Priest, Johnson, Keselowski, Suarez, Almirola, DiBenedetto, or excuse me, no, that's Bell, my mistake. Kurt Busch, Chris Buescher, Chase Elliott, William Byron, Eric Jones. So if I'm counting this correctly, we've got 15 cars left on the track after that. And we just had previously like 33.
That literally took out half the field.
More than half the field, I'd say. Oh, yeah, you're right. 18 cars are done. Yeah, that's half the field. You're right.
Lap cars to the inside groove. Here for the restart, Kyle Busch. Check the damage on the right side of the M&M's Toyota.
He doesn't care. He'll try and win the race with that right side. Only 3 cars, I think, came out clean.
Ross Chastain, slight damage in the rear end. Don't know if that'll do any tire rubbing. Same for Matty D.
Ryan Blaney may be clean in the 12 car. He's currently running in 6th. Yeah, Blaney looks fine right now. Bowman in 7th. Remember, he spun out earlier. So I think we've got 4 clean cars on the track at the moment that are on the lead lap.
Surprised nobody came down for fresh rubber.
Absolutely, same here.
I would have come down for fresh rubber and definitely to top off the gas to know that we'll make it the rest of the way.
Absolutely, because with how many cars are on the lead lap, 9 of them on the lead lap now, you could pretty much go from the back to the front in a few laps with all the cars around the lead lap. But anyway, Harvick and Hamlin, the top 2. Kyle Busch involved in the wreck, he's 3rd. Chastain is in 4th. DiBenedetto is rounding out the top 5. 20 laps to go when we come back to the green flag. Into the restart zone, Harvick goes. Him and Hamlin get a good restart. And they'll probably be the only ones battling to the end.
And they'll hit the loud one to take off into 1 and 2. It is Kevin Harvick with the advantage over Denny Hamlin. As the field works down the back straightaway, J.J. Yaley to slow up the outside line with Kyle Busch. There'll be a clean break for Hamlin and Harvick off 4.
Busch and Yaley working together, and Busch may look for second here on Denny Hamlin. J.J. Yaley right now currently 2 laps down in the 13th position. Look at all these drivers going to have positive results and good paydays after this. Ty Dillon currently in 10th position. In 11th, that is John Hunter Nemechek. 12th, Tyler Reddick. 13th, Yaley. 14th is Bubba. 18th, Timmy Hill. 19th is Brendan Poole. Battle for second still for a moment. Kyle Busch still trying to work with Yaley. Matt DiBenedetto looking inside on Ryan Blaney. That's for 5th.
Blaney to the outside of Matty D as they work into 1 and 2. Matt DiBenedetto to the inside. Now of Ross Chastain, a great job today in that Roush Fenway Ford, driving for Ryan Newman.
And Matt may be going for 3 spots here. He is looking for the 3rd position on Kyle Busch. Has the good run in 3 and 4. Does he stick it here? Yes, he does. DiBenedetto moves up to the 3rd position. Now Ty Dillon trying to split up the battle for the win between Harvick and Hamlin in 1 and 2.
Denny Hamlin trying to find any source of momentum to get back to the rear deck lid of the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Ty Dillon racing him hard in the battle for 3rd, shaping up to be a good one. Here comes Alex Bowman.
Spun out under two cautions ago, under the yellow I should say, currently running in the 4th position. 16 laps to go at the line. Harvick continues to lead, but this is the best battle on the track for 3rd. DiBenedetto with a damaged rear end. Same with Alex Bowman. Kyle Busch has fallen back to 5th.
Bowman's damage really not the worst for 2 wear masks compared to Matt DiBenedetto. Pretty much you can't even see the rear end of the 21.
2nd and 3rd place drivers, Hamlin and Bowman, already have won earlier this year. Harvick is looking for his first win of the season, almost won last week at Phoenix, but you know he doesn't like 2nd. He likes to win.
In the words of Dale Sr., 2nd sucks. As they work in off the turn, it is still Happy Harvick trying to get another win here in Atlanta Motor Speedway, but he's got company. Hamlin and Bowman, the showman.
Bowman up to 3rd, gets by Ty Dillon. Could be challenging Denny Hamlin. Ty Dillon trying to join the party again. Remember, if we do get a caution, now in the rest of this race, before 5 laps to go, we will have a single file restart. Remember the rules of 2003, 10 to go or less, all single file the rest of the way. Ryan Blaney looking inside. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
I was gonna say though. I mean, Bowman coming back from getting slapped into the wall earlier by Almirola. I mean, he's coming past Hamlin for 2nd now. I mean, he's got time. He
Doesn't
could
really
get
have
there.
the best help he needs possible. The gap now 34 hundredths of a second. Harvick trying to pull away from the battle for 2nd. Bowman's got a good run here. He's got the help he needs from Ryan Blaney. Move Bowman up to P2.
Here comes Blaney. He's going to be drafting with Bowman to get for the 2 spot, to get around Denny Hamlin. He will complete the pass. The Exalta Paints 88 for Alex Bowman, driving for Rick Hendrick, trying to get his 2nd win in 3 weeks, but Denny Hamlin trying to get his 2nd of the year.
Ryan Blaney has had bad luck on the West Coast. Las Vegas pitting before the overtime session, then back at Auto Club. Pitting with a flat tire with 2 laps to go under green. And then Phoenix wrecking in the first stage. He's looking. Bowman, though. He's looking for the race lead on Kevin Harvick into turn 3. Harvick with the runoff of 4. 2 clean cars, or 3 clean cars, and a damaged one. Battling for the top spot. 11 laps to go at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Bowman is not giving up.
Get your popcorn ready, Hot Atlanta. As they come down the back straightaway, it is Alex Bowman trying to get to Kevin Harvick. Denny Hamlin working as well on the top shelf. Into 3 and 4, it is still Happy Harvick showing the way as they're coming for 10 to go.
Denny Hamlin going to use the top side to his advantage. 10 fingers up in the air by the flag. 10 laps to go at the line in Atlanta. And Hamlin gets the run on the top. Bowman trying to drive it in deep on the low side. Going for 2nd, and he's up to the back bumper of Kevin Harvick. Down the back they go.
Who does Harvick block the run from? Does he block Hamlin or does he block Alex Bowman? Right now he's going to block Denny Hamlin, but Hamlin wants the outside line, and he's got the run.
He's got the lead off of turn 4. Denny Hamlin to the point. 9 laps to go at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500. 3 cars put them under a blanket as they battle for the win. Now they stay single file. Hamlin tucks in line between Harvick and Bowman. They've pulled away from 4th place. Matt DiBenedetto, who lost time to Ty Dillon. He's losing time to Bubba Wallace as well, trying to get back on the lead lap with a damaged front end. He's currently 2 laps down in the 13th spot. Now we're thinking about it. Could lap traffic be a factor here? It could be if they catch up to Clint Bowyer within the next 8 laps.
We'll find out if they do get to the bumper of Bowyer again, as Hamlin's cleared Bowman for position number 2, as they will settle it amongst themselves more than likely, as Matt DiBenedetto clearing both Bubba Wallace and Ty Dillon. Bubba Wallace's front end looking like an open wheel pavement modified. Here with 7 to go.
Absolutely it does. Now if you're Bowman and Hamlin, you got to work together if you want to get back to Harvick, because Harvick is pulling away. The gap of the line was 0.3 of a second. Kevin Harvick looking for his first win of the season, and for his first win at Atlanta since 2018. Denny Hamlin looking for his second win of the season, just like Alex Bowman. 6 to go with the line. Ty Dillon propelling, trying to get by Matty D. That's still a battle for 4th. DiBenedetto and Ryan Blaney. Into turn 1. How's this battle going to heat up here, Steve?
Bowman trying to get there, but Bubba Wallace
Oh my
arrived for
goodness.
Bubba. Second time today, Bubba Wallace may be playing spoiler here in the late going. It'll be 5 to go for Kevin Harvick. When they get to the line, Hamlin second, Bowman looking to the outside. Can he pull the trigger?
Bowman said he's had enough working with Denny Hamlin. He wants to go for a second, and he wants to go for the win. 5 laps to go. The caution will end the race. And now Bubba a run inside on Alex Bowman. That's not what he wanted. He pulled a risky move, and it did not work out for the 88.
Risky business, chest at 200 miles an hour. As they end turns number 3 and 4. Bowman back to the outside. Can't get the momentum and the run to go up against Denny Hamlin. And Kevin Harvick is loving that in his rear view mirror.
Let's see the gap cut down to the line with 4 laps to go. Down to a quarter of a second. So they were faster than Harvick by about 0.02 of a second. Bowman trying the outside, looking for second. Bubba trying to push Denny Hamlin. Former teammates, by the way, when you think about it.
Former teammates way back in the day, as Bubba was a developmental driver at Joe Gibbs Racing. As they work in off the corner, Alex Bowman to position number 2. Does he have enough time to catch Kevin Harvick?
3 laps to go at Atlanta. Bowman is coming closer and closer to the 4 car. Gap down to 0.16.
Hamlin a half behind Alex Bowman. Will they have enough time to catch Kevin Harvick and then do something? With the Jimmy John's number 4 into turns number 3 and 4, the parallel popsicle sticks will start to twirl right about now. 2 laps to go, and Bubba's trying to spoil the party.
Not what Denny Hamlin wants. The gap increases at the line. Doubled it. 0.312 to go for Kevin Harvick, and he'll get his first win of the season. Bubba still trying to play spoiler. Man, if Bubba Wallace gets by Alex Bowman, he will be Kevin Harvick's best friend.
Did Bowman slow down a little bit? He might have wiggled the race car. If that's the case, fuel mileage, does Bowman running out of petroleum as Harvick will see the white flag? Starter will surrender the checkers in a mile and a half.
White flag in the air, 1 lap to go. Presented by Credit One Bank. Kevin Harvick has had one of the best cars all day today. Almost won stage number 2 and comes out of turn number 2 this time. Looking for his first win of the season. A half a lap away from victory. Into 3 and 4. The final time. Bubba gets by. Bowman and Hamlin battle for second. It's all happening though behind the 4 car. Jimmy John's freaky fast. Kevin Harvick wins the full Delvado QuikTrip 500 in Atlanta. First win of the season for the number 4. Bowman second. Hamlin third. Blaney comes home in 4th. DiBenedetto in 5th. Kyle Busch 6th. Chastain 7th. Austin Dillon 8th. Joey Logano 9th. And your top 10, John Hunter Nemechek gets by Ty Dillon.
first career top 10 for second-generation driver John Hunter Nemechek. Give the win to Rodney Childers. Oh my!
What a race today! That was fun. 9 cars finishing on the lead lap. 17 of them finished on the track, but the racing, though, excellent.
Holy mackerel. Kevin Harvick. Another win here in Atlanta.
Won it from the pole, by the way, when you think of it. So the fastest car here did get the win. We will give you the final stats of the race, and then we will wrap it up here from Atlanta because Steve's got to get out of here as soon as possible. I think I got to take him home today. I'm not too sure the deal is there. But let's give you the final stats of the race. But first, let's talk with Matt Tuck. I think Matt's still on the line. Matt, what a race we had.
No, definitely. I mean, that was, very not the way you thought it was going to end for the direction we were going. Where it looks like we were going to, a big horde decide to win. And then, unfortunately, we had that incident there. Where a bunch of the heavy hitters through the whole day. Obviously, we'll see the statistics when they get pulled up here. You had Brad, he got taken out. You had Kyle, basically got taken out, even though he still finished. He got taken out effectively. Logano, a whole bunch of other people who weren't even necessarily primary contenders were in the top 5. And then that opened the door for Harvick and Hamlin. Hamlin didn't have as good a car as Harvick did all day. And then, that just left Harvick was able to just storm away from the field there.
All right. Having some technical difficulties for a moment with File Explorer so we can load up the results. I think we've got them resolved now. Like I said, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer here real quick. This computer is almost 10 years old. So it is pretty slow. Come on, baby. Load up. Let's get your final thoughts on the race as well, Steve.
Crazy. That wreck pretty much changed the ball game completely. But Kevin Harvick, man to beat, set fast time in qualifying, and was able to get it done. His first of the year for the 2014 champion, his first win in Atlanta since 2018.
Would like to mention as well, if you guys did enjoy the entire weekend as well, please become a supporter or patron on my Patreon. Plan start at $1 a month. You get some great rewards as well. Kevin Harvick leading the most laps in the race, 104. Brad Keselowski led 93. And we had 78 lead changes among 14 drivers.
78 lead changes.
5 cautions for 20 laps. Dang. Shows you how much fun that race was and how crazy it was. But in the end, your race winner, though, Kevin Harvick in the 4 car. Who really stands out to you guys in the results? To me, not just Kevin Harvick, but John Hunter Nemechek, his first top 10. I'm pretty sure as well he missed the crash, too.
Matt DiBenedetto with that top 5 run for the Wood brothers. Alex Bowman, very quiet all day.
Yeah.
Running mid-pack, but able to work his way up. And then grabbed the second spot and was fighting for the lead there late.
Absolutely. A tough break for a lot of drivers. I feel bad for Brad Keselowski. He had one of the best cars here and gets caught up in that wreck on lap 301.
Yeah, I still would argue he had the best car. Obviously Harvick, had a very good car, not taking anything at all away from him. Just at the end of the day, Harvick did take advantage of a lot of situations today where, there weren't as good of cars around him, which obviously, that's what you're supposed to do anyway. But overall, I'd say Keselowski definitely had the best car, and he got the short end of the stick today.
Absolutely. We will be back next week for mock racing. As you guys all know, Homestead Miami is postponed. So we will do trucks Friday night, Xfinity Saturday afternoon, and Cup Sunday afternoon. Times for that are to be determined. That is going to do it for us today on behalf of Matt Tuck, and for the first time in the booth with me, Steve Petty. Pleasure to be with you for the first time commentating a race with you. I'm Murray Sakala. You have been watching NR2003 mock race in the NASCAR Cup Series. We congratulate Kevin Harvick on winning the Folds of Honor QuikTrip 500. Thank you all for joining us. So long from